Welcome back to Man Down Sports. As you can see from the thumbnail, we got another episode. This episode is going to feature Steph Curry, Draymond Green, the Warriors, however you want to see it. But we got other topics as well. I'm going to start with the NBA All-Star, but we got a lot of other things on the rundown. We got to get into Steph. We got to get into Isaiah. Something he said pertaining to Steph I thought was very interesting. Something Charles Barkley said that was very interesting, and and amongst other things, man. But I'm gonna start this All-Star game first, man. I wanted to get in here yesterday, honestly. But I had to wait. I wanted to get in here yesterday because after I seen that All-Star game on Sunday, man, I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen like that. I knew it was gonna be like that. It's been like that for the last, I don't know, 8 to 10 years. It's been bad, right? Dunk contest included. The game was just probably the worst. So I want to get into all of that. But I'm gonna wait for y'all to get in here first, man. We got a couple of people in here, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section who in here. DC Slim in here. Yeah. What's up? You first one in here, DC. I got any other moderators in here today? Hey, share the live as well, man. Hit the like button on your way in. Sofa King, what's up, big dog? Hit the like button on your way in and share the live as well. Let's get some more people in here. And let me go ahead and get this out the way, man. This episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code ManDownSports, and you can get your deposit doubled up to $100. You got to check on the map to make sure your state is eligible to play Underdog Fantasy. But as soon as you do, and if your state is, go ahead and download Underdog Fantasy's app. Use the promo code ManDownSports, and you can, like I said, you can get that $100 match on your first deposit. And I would want to thank Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring Man Down Sports. All right, so let's get into it, man. All-Star Weekend. They scored 211 points. The East did 211 points. Tyrese Halliburton and Dame, I think between them both, I think they shot over 30 3-pointers. Both teams, I mean, you don't even want to count how many 3-pointers they took. It was just threes and dunks. Karl-Anthony Towns had his own personal dunk contest. That's how uncontested his drives to the hole was. I watched the game, so y'all didn't have to, right? So if you didn't watch the game, don't go look at the playback. Don't even go look at the highlights. I'm telling you everything that happened. Tyrese Halliburton came out in his hometown, or not his hometown, but the team the city he plays for, and he came out going for the MVP. Man, he hit like 5 threes in the first quarter in a row, right? And only 3 he missed was a heat check. That was like a 3 he shouldn't have took, right? So he was going for a little early, but there was a little bit of defense being played, and I appreciate Jokic and Luca for trying to compete a little bit, because when Tyrese Halliburton hit 2 or 3 threes in a row, Jokic and Luca surprisingly start trapping him at half court to get the ball out of his hand. But the rest of the people that's supposed to be defenders wouldn't come in and do the same thing. They wouldn't follow suit. So I appreciate Jokic and unusually Jokic and Luca were the ones who tried to inject some defense in this game, but nobody followed their lead, right? But the first quarter, it looked like they was going to compete a little bit. If judging by the first quarter, if what usually happens is they playing a little bit. Second quarter, they try to get a couple of highlights out there. Then that second half, now I want to start winning, right? We go start trying to play some defense, lock things up, play some real basketball, a really good pickup game, like Kobe Bryant said. That's what people are paying to see. That's what people are tuning in to see. They want to see a pickup game with the best players in the world, right? Can we see that? Like the pickup game that Magic Johnson and talk about with Team USA, the Dream Team. Right, that was a pickup game, a competitive pickup game. Right, that's what we expect All-Star games to look like a little bit. Right, people competing. Like last time I seen a lot of good competition. Back when there was big centers in the league. You had David Robinson on the West and you had Shaq on the East, and they both were trying to prove that they was the best center. So that was personal. You Karl Malone and Barkley, that was personal, right? So Drexler, Jordan, that was personal. That was just like Team USA, right? Nobody has that pride no more. Well, I want to show you, I'm still that dude, right? I think I heard Kenny Smith talking to Stephen A. Smith yesterday on his podcast, and he said when Michael Jordan used to talk, there was roommates at Carolina, and he used to talk about wanting to be in a dunk contest, and he was like, "Why you want to do the dunk contest?" And his reply, Jordan said that Kenny Smith said that Jordan told him he wanted people to know that he was better than them at everything. Not only do I want to come in and dominate you on the basketball court when we play head to head, I want to win the game. I want to show you you're not better than me. I want to show you I can defend you and stop you, but you can't stop me. I want to win more rings, and I wanted to win the dunk contest. He even tried the 3-point contest, but his 3-point contest went just as bad as Jaylen Brown's dunk contest last weekend. So, but he tried it. He tried everything. And y'all better be glad he didn't win that 3-point contest, because that would have just been one more notch under his belt, right? But anyway, what I want to do is play for you what LeBron James said when they asked him about the All-Star game.
LeBron 211 to 186 is things we've never seen in an All-Star game. You know that Adam and others from the league have talked about making it more competitive. Is this what players want, though? Is this, you think, what fans want too?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's something we need to figure out. I don't know where's the median, because this is what a lot of the games are starting to look like now too. We wanted to, get more, more pace into the games. We want to get more shots. We wanted the game to be more free flowing. We stopped letting the game be, freedom of movement. A lot of freedom of movement now, and that's what a lot of our games is in the regular season now. They let us tighten up in the postseason. So it's a deeper dive into a conversation of how we can shore up this game. Obviously, from a player's perspective, it's fun to get up and down, but at the end of the day, our competitive nature don't like just being able to just have free flowing scoring like that. So
he's the key thing he said is that he said what the game, that freedom of movement, that free flowing game that allowing all those points, he said the actual game is starting to look like that. So he went beyond the All-Star game. He said the actual games are starting to look like that. The game's been looking like that, right? The games have been looking like that for a long time, and that's what Adam Silver wanted. He thought that was going to be so attractive to us, and to some people it is. It's some people who don't love basketball for everything that basketball offers, right? You get what I'm saying? You have a lover person and then start picking things on them that you don't love. Like, hey, I love you, but I don't like the way you chew. I don't like the way you do that. I don't like the way you do that. But all of that stuff is part of that person. So you really don't love that person, right? So you when you love something, you love all of it, right? And when you love basketball, you love all of it. Defense is part of basketball. For you to go in and say, let's take that defense down a notch, then you're telling basketball not to behave the way it want to behave. You can't tell a person you love them and they have to put on a different face around you. I can't be myself around you because you don't like that. Nah, I want to be able to be my whole self, and then someone say, I love that man, right? That's what love is. So when you love basketball, you love everything about it. The mental toughness it takes, the defense, parts of the game like the mid-range. You wouldn't accept them offering you basketball and saying, oh, we don't have mid-range in this game no more. You get what I'm saying? Or if you like gumbo, all the ingredients in the gumbo, if people just start taking ingredients out and then giving it to you, I mean, we go take the seafood out of it, but here's your gumbo with all the sausage in it or whatever they put in gumbo. I'm not from Louisiana, so I don't know. Somebody tell me what they put in gumbo. But whatever you put in the gumbo mix, once you start taking ingredients out, it turns into something else. It's not gumbo anymore because you're taking things out of it. So basketball in the NBA is not pure basketball anymore because they took out defense, they took out the mid-range, they took out post game, they took out the big man. It's just a whole team full of guards standing at the perimeter shooting threes and drive into the hole for layups and dunks, and you can't defend it because they designed it and they call the game in such a way where you can't defend it. And what really makes me mad about it is they act like they don't know what the issue is, and they keep trying to make these rules like, well, you know what? Let's put in a play-in tournament. Maybe their competitive edge will drive up then, or let's put in like people keep suggesting for the All-Star game. How about we make it the world versus the US? How is that going to make them want to be competitive again? Right? That don't even make sense. Or how about we put in a one-on-one tournament? Why? So we can see one-on-one not be competitive. Like, just because you come up with a gimmick or a trick doesn't mean you're going to fix All-Star weekend. Right? The best dunkers are not even competing in the dunk contest. They don't want to. Ja Morant don't want to. Right? So, I mean, the issue is the players, and what you have to do is bring back all the elements of basketball, right? Stop making rules that handicap the defense, bring back all elements of basketball, and then you have to stop incentivizing players that don't embody all of basketball. So stop giving MVPs to players that don't play defense. Stop giving first team all NBA to players who don't play defense. Right? Stop giving putting out these top 10 lists, and the whole list is just people however close you can get to a triple double that makes you better than there. Stop rewarding players for not being complete basketball players. If you can't play defense, then you're not a complete basketball player. If you can play the defense, but you're not because you owe LeBron, then you're not a complete basketball player anymore. Right? So no, we can't keep rewarding it. Include defense, include all elements of basketball. Let people start posting up, stop falling in love with threes and open space and pace and all that stuff. You thought it was going to be a good idea, Adam Silver. It turned out to ruin the game, and you're killing the game. So revive it. Revive the game, right? So one thing I wanted to say about fixing, because I think if you actually do those things, the players will reset themselves. The players will self-correct, right? Say for instance, like right now we got an MVP race. I was listening to Gilbert Arenas talk to Norris Cole, and he was on this podcast, and Norris Cole was talking about defense, and Gilbert Arenas was like, that don't matter. He said no, not defense. He said winning. He was talking about winning. He was like, yeah, with this MVP, we got people in the MVP race who in the 8th seed or the 7th seed, and Gilbert Arenas was like, that don't matter. He said winning don't matter. Why does winning matter? That's a team accomplishment. Winning is the only reason why we play. So everything that you reward a player with has to be geared toward winning first and foremost. You can't exclude winning and be like, winning's not important, just get the stats. Right? You know, because what they're doing with MVPs, to include a guy with a whole bunch of stats, but his team isn't winning at a high clip. And for example, Luca Dončić, 7th seed, they won with about 32 games so far, right? They're on pace to probably get 45 wins, maybe. Right? They might get 45, maybe. Right? So they're on pace for that. To reward that guy with an MVP, for him, he's not going to win MVP, but for him to be even be mentioned sitting at the 7th seed is a problem. Right? So for him to even be mentioned is a problem. And Gilbert Arenas and people like him and JJ Redick and a lot of people who love analytics and stats and stuff like that, they will bypass the winning and say, but he's averaging 34, 9, and 9. Who else is? I mean, he's almost averaging a triple double. You got to consider him. Like when you do an MVP list, I just seen the top 3 list from NBA.com today, and it had Jokic 1, SGA 2, and who was 3? Giannis was 3, right? They had Giannis, SGA, Jokic, and in the comment section, you just had fans just saying a top 3 list without Luca is crazy. And I'm like, what is Luca doing that he should be a top 3 candidate for MVP, the most valuable player? Your value only extends to one end of the floor no value on the defensive end of the floor, and then no value. I mean, you're valuable to Dallas as far as wins, but for someone who has more wins like SGA, Tatum, or Edwards, their value is proven to be more value to their team because it's leading to more wins, and they're valuable on both ends of the floor. All three of those guys I named, Tatum, Edwards, and SGA, all two-way players, all complete players. Like, that has to count for something. So if I'm a player and I can get the whole world, I can be the face of the NBA, I can be first team all NBA 3 years in a row. I can win, I can be in the MVP race. Everyone's going to say I'm top 3 in the league overall, all because I can get points, rebounds, and assists. That's all I have to do is points, rebounds, and assists. I don't have to win a lot. I don't have to I don't have to play defense that well. If I can just fill that stat of points, rebounds, and assists, I can get the whole world, the whole NBA world behind me. So if you're sending that message to players, why the heck would they want to compete and play defense and go out there and show people that we go win this game? I want the West to win. I'm going to go out there and make sure we win. We're not losing. Those are the two main things that are getting taken out of importance of basketball: winning and defending. Those are optional for your best players now. And you wonder why you have an all-star game and they come in and you have somebody say, hey, man, we didn't come here to compete. That's what Anthony Edwards said. We didn't come here to compete. This is a break. That's disrespectful for the players that came before you, like Michael Jordan. That wasn't a break for them, right? It was not a break for them. Listen to what Adam Silver said when he was presenting the trophy to Giannis. Listen to his voice.
And to the Eastern Conference All-Stars, you scored the most points. Well, congratulations. Giannis, to your team, this trophy is yours.
This man said, to the East, you scored the most points. He didn't say y'all won the game, because you can't win a game nobody's competing in. Nobody wins. Nobody's competing, right? If we just went out there and just took turns dunking the ball, like right now, if you know, Mikey Brass, if me and you just went to the basketball court right now and we were just talking, and while we're talking, we're just tossing the ball up, shooting, you know, we're not even competing. We're just throwing the ball up, shooting. Yeah, but we're talking about a business plan, and we're just taking turns shooting. And then after we finish talking, I say I won. That's basically what the All-Star game was. They were just on the court together and just taking turns tossing the ball in the hoop, and then the time expired. That's why Adam Silver didn't say, hey, y'all won this trophy. He said, well, y'all had the most points. Hold on, listen what he said.
And to the Eastern Conference All-Stars, you scored the most points.
You scored the most points.
Well, congratulations.
Well, congratulations.
Giannis,
come on, man. You got to be kidding. Y'all scored the most points. Well, congratulations. That's hilarious, man. That's too funny, right? So I just thought that was funny, man. I just wanted to get that out the way, man, the All-Star. Hold on. Let me get some of these comments, man. All-Star vacation. Too bad they played in Indy. If it was somewhere in Vegas, they out party and participate. Yeah, you might be right, man. Man, Kobe. I mean, Kobe wasn't built like that, bro. Those are the last competitive and good All-Star games I've watched, man. Kobe and Mike was part of it. Well, the one Mike was a part of, Kobe was definitely in that one, but Kobe had some more memorable ones after that, right? But the best one had to be the one that where him, Kobe, Stephon Marbury, and Allen Iverson went back and forth in that final 2 minutes, going shot for shot to win the game. I think the East won that one, and that was pretty hype, man. But Kobe was about to steal it. Kobe was definitely about to steal it, man. Jason Whit, I seen Jason Whitlock's episode about it, but I didn't click on it yet. Look at Jason Whitlock's latest video on how to fix the NBA. I agree with everything he said. What did he say? Because if it's a gimmick, it's not gonna work. But my idea of it is the NBA has to fix themselves, and the players, of course, correct. The NBA, who was it said they just joined in the chat? But the NBA, they have to fix themselves, and they have to start valuing the things that matter. You can't take defense out of the game for our entertainment pleasures, because then it wouldn't be basketball anymore, right? You're not giving us pure basketball if defense can't be a part of it, and every area of offense can't be a part of it. Because right now the 3-point line and the paint is the only part of the offense now. We want to see the threes, and we want to see everybody getting to the rim, right? We don't want the lane clock with 7-footers. We want 7-footers that can step out at the perimeter as well. We want it to be fast paced. We want more shots going up. We want more threes going up, and we want people with a high degree of skill to be able to display it with minimal defense. Because if we turn the sliders up on the defense too much, then and this came out of Adam Silver's own mouth. He said, "Man, we didn't like the defense to be so physical because you could impede a highly skilled offensive player like Steph Curry." And he said that wouldn't be a better version of basketball. So he purposely changed it to change what we see as far as basketball. Roland Curry, thanks for that super chat. 1998 NBA All-Star with five-time NBA champ Michael Jordan versus Kobe Bryant was. Did you say 5-time NBA champ? 6-time. Kobe Bryant was the best and greatest All-Star ever. The GOAT. MJ won MVP. That was his last year when they won the finals that year. Okay, yeah. And he was the GOAT. Yeah, and he also played 82 games that year too. I mean, he just didn't play no games, man. I don't know, man. I don't know if there's gonna be a real fix for it. Because everything I've been hearing people say, NBA versus the world include a one-on-one game. Before the Pro Bowl died in the NFL, they kept thinking about all these little gimmicks that they can include in it too, and none of that junk worked. Like you can't start including gimmicks to fix something that's a deep-rooted issue. The issue is the NBA is just they're just turning into a corporation that just going for the money, and they're not caring about the product as much until people start complaining about it. And instead of you fixing the product, because what you have to do to fix the product, you have to backtrack. You have to go back. You had to go back to something you was trying to get away from. You was trying to get away from defense and physical play and slow pace. And you was trying to get away from that. And in order to fix the league, you have to go back to it to a degree. And you're trying to find fixes while moving forward. You don't want to look back and say, all right, man, we got to revert back. They don't want to do that. They want to move forward, keep getting their money. So they're going to try to include gimmicks instead of actually fixing the problem. They're going to put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. Hold on real quick. I got one soundbite I got to add. I forgot to add it. Let me get no gimmicks. I probably ain't even gonna get that soundbite. Let me see these comments. That'd be better. I was showing the All-Star game. All right, so y'all let me know in the chat, man, if y'all want me to move to the next topic or y'all want me to open it up for y'all to call in. If anybody got comments, if no one got comments, I'll move to the next topic. But if you got comments, say yes if you want me to open the phone lines up. Say no if you want me to move. Luca is doing what the system allows him to do. He understands and he is working the system, period. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He gets it. But that's what everybody's doing. Right? Well, not everybody. Some people care about defense, right? Some people care about defense and they go play it regardless. You know, Kawhi go play defense regardless. So is Paul George. So is Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So is SGA. So is Anthony Edwards. They care about defense. Draymond cares about defense. He's going to play defense regardless. I think mostly everybody on Golden State cares about defense. You know, even Steph plays defense. Kyrie plays defense. You know, some people care about defense, so they're going to play regardless. But there's other people that really Embiid plays defense. But that's under stars. Is like, why? Like, if I get this triple double, that's better than defense. Like, if I get this triple double, everyone on ESPN, Fox Sports, every pundit that has a Twitter account, they're going to rave about that triple double and how well I'm scoring the ball. And they're going to make an excuse why me not playing defense is not that bad. That's literally what they're doing. They're finding reasons why it's not a bad thing that Luca wasn't playing defense. I think Luca's playing defense this year. I think he finally gets it a little bit. I see him putting in a little bit more effort, but he went from a horrible defender to someone who is trying. But if you want to make that next step to a good defender, or at least a slightly above average defender, then that really takes effort. And judging by how many times he said after the game, I'm tired, I'm wore out, I'm tired. Judging by how many times he says that, I'm like, dang, man, for somebody to be so tired and give so little effort on defense, what's going to happen if you start giving maximum effort on defense? So for someone who's always tired after the games and always talking about how tired he is at the press conferences, you would think that he would figure out ways to preserve his energy on offense by utilizing his teammates. If you're on offense exerting that much energy, then something's not right. You're doing too much in the area. So for Luca, maybe being the primary ball handler, point guard, primary distributor, and the primary scorer is not such a good idea. Maybe if you want to be the primary scorer, it's not a good idea for you to be the one initiating the offense, right? Brian Shaw was talking. Brian Shaw was in Philly when Iverson was there, and he talked about his rookie season when Iverson came in playing point guard, and then when Larry Brown got there, he took him and said, it makes no sense for us to have him at point guard if he's going to be the guy taking most of our shots, because what he's doing is bringing the ball up and having a scorer's mentality. He's not really thinking about getting people involved. He's trying to find his shot, and he was dribbling around doing his thing, trying to find his shot. And then when he couldn't get his shot, he was throwing grenades at his teammate with 4 seconds on the shot clock, and they got to make a decision at that moment or take the shot. Right. So when your primary scorer, the whole purpose of offense is just to put the ball in the hole. One of the easiest ways you can do that is your most talented scorer, the player that can get the ball in the hole the easiest. You're going to center your offense around that person. Right. Now, it's your point guard's job to make sure that person gets shots in his spot. It's also your point guard's job to understand when he has a mismatch somewhere other than his best player, because the best player is going to pull the best defender, and he's going to get attention from help defenders as well, even when he don't have the ball. And Golden State does this very well with Steph Curry, where he's running off these screens, and a lot of times when he's running off screens, he creates interference, and someone else gets open off of his action coming off of a screen, especially the guy that's setting the screen off ball. So Draymond might set a screen for Steph running around that screen. The man Draymond is screening, who's Steph man, is chasing him, and he don't want to come off of him. So he's going to fight through that screen, but the guy that's guarding Draymond has to help or hedge just a little bit and then try to get back to Draymond. But that split second when he's hedging, Draymond can slip that screen and get something open, right? Or they might just switch all together. It's just so many things that can happen when Steph running off these screens. So using your guy without the ball is very good. And for someone at 6'8" like Luca, all it takes for him to get in the mid post like Dirk, he get in the mid post, and now as soon as he get the ball in the post, you got to pay attention to him. A double should come quick, right? But sometimes when you're posting them up, you might have a smaller guy on you. He might try to front you. And now that's your offense, because if you front him, the man on the backside has to cheat over a little bit to help. And that's already giving you some offense. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's so many things you can do that you miss out on because you're having Luca bring the ball up all the time. And all you're going to do is set a screen for him, and he's going to try to get to the rim and pass it out if the help comes. I mean, that's just born and predictable. It's born and predictable, man. But I'll move on. Let me see what he's saying. The real problem in today's is the players and the organization stop caring about the fans, who actually the ones paying them top dollars. Sure, yeah, they stop playing. They stop caring about the fans. They say they care about them. They act like they do, but I'm not really sure they do. DC Slam, what's up?
Man, down sports. What it do, homie?
What's good, man? How you doing?
Hey, look, man. Opinion. I just put in the comments, basketball been the same forever. It ain't really changed, but the gimmick's still different. It's going too fast, man. It's going with the times, man. Just look at life. Basketball trying to just keep up with it, but they messing up their money. Because if you look at the NFL, they ain't really changed nothing. They stay away. They dabble in politics, but they don't dive all the way in with it. They don't change a lot of the gameplay. Running back still get handed the ball, running to the lineman, hit 1 yard. You understand what I'm saying? The NBA, man, went overboard with trying to just keep up with the times, I think. And not only that, see, the youngins now, man, they don't really got to work hard no more. Like, it's going to sound like I'm taking up for them, but in a way I am. You don't even need to play hard, though. You're popular on Instagram. You're popular. You're getting $90 million a year. I mean, it's no incentive. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it like that, but that's where we at in the world. See, we done got teased all our life, man. We saw them great players. See, them great players was playing for checks. All right, you know what I'm saying? Like Mike in that All-Star game, I don't know if you remember, Marcellus Wiley was saying he had just got his first guaranteed contract. You know what I'm saying? And Mike was out there for Nike. You know, it just ain't no fun no more, dog. There's really no reason to do it because they done sold it to us that throughout the year, these people are great. You get called a GOAT. You get compared to Mike in your first 2 years. We call it Anthony Edwards compared to Jordan. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's bad for business, man. So
I agree.
If I'm a youngin', I got a son, dog. I'm gonna tell you right now, this Bama ain't doing nothing that I do. But at the same time, I can't expect him to do that because life ain't the same. Times ain't the same. Life ain't harder. Man, that $40 million a year, and you want me getting a dunk contest? Man, you crazy. You understand what I'm saying, man? And
so what's your big takeaway? So you don't think this is fixable?
Look, if you fix it, it's going to take the same 15 years that it took you to destroy it. First of all, you're going to have to slow the game down. That's number one. Because now this ain't the Michael Jordan, Kobe
Hold
thing.
on. Let's do this slow. Let's do this slow. You said one thing. You got to slow the game down. All right.
Slow the game down.
How do you do that?
You just got to come down on that pace. You gotta bring the positions back.
Yeah, okay, so who does that? Who does that? Is this something that? Go ahead.
The NBA has to take control of their league again. So what I mean by positionless basketball. So the positions are no longer being promoted. This is why we like people like Isaiah Thomas. Even my man played for Utah, the white boy, right? So you got to slow the game down first with that, because if you got all Giannis out there, man, no, those nothing but thoroughbreds. It's just gonna keep going. You need somebody to control the ball first. The center has got to come back because he got to be able to move just them few steps he play. You got a small forward and a power forward shows you the difference. This is why I said the difference between somebody like a Scottie Pippen and a Karl Malone. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So once you do that first, then everything will come back. Right now, the NBA is a movie. It's like it's an entertainment show, dog. It's more for the fast pace, the high jumping, the threes. It's not 1993 no more. It's not
who is it entertaining to? Have you been entertained by what we've been seeing?
Well, see, look, I'll give you this. I saw Marcellus Wiley on the interview. See, if we look at business, and this is what us as fans don't understand, viewership is not why they keep getting these deals, because these Bama's is getting deals, dog. They getting more deals as they go. It's just the entertainment factor. Basketball is not made for NBA fans no more. I'm going to just say it like that. It's made for fake fans. It's made for people who just want to tap in and tap out. This is what made LeBron famous.
I agree with you on that, but you said it backwards. Basketball, all right, the NBA version of basketball is not made for basketball lovers. So if you love the sport of basketball, you're not seeing it in the NBA anymore. The NBA is giving us something else, but there is an audience for what the NBA is giving them, and that's the audience they care more about, because that audience is the new, younger generation. I
wouldn't say younger generation. See, it's not a younger generation thing. It's just a evolution thing. You know, look, time's different. See, I had to get over this bit of, it ain't going to be the same no more. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to get no more Jordans, dog. We ain't going to get no more Kobe's. You're going to get some KD's, some Curry's, all right? So if you don't like it, it's almost like you just got tuned out. And if you tune out, right, you'll really force them to change it. When I say tune out, I mean social media, stop following these Bammers on Instagram, stop promoting whatever they promoting. Then you can bend it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But right now you can give it up. You know what I'm saying? I like it to a certain extent where I'll watch some certain teams. I like teams that's not on ESPN.
There's definitely some teams that there's some teams and some players that play a brand of basketball that I think is different from what they're trying to push to us, right? They're trying
Sacramento.
I love Sacramento. I love the way they play. I love the way but Mike Brown's an old school coach, right?
Exactly.
So he's an old school coach, and that's why you're seeing that. Remember, Mike Brown was the defensive coach for the Warriors all those years when they won it, right? So and they missing him dearly. But Sacramento's one team, SGA and OKC is another team.
You got some good players, man.
But this is my thing. If you play both ends of the floor, that's a plus. But
you can't play both ends of the floor today. It's too fast.
No, you can't.
Man,
there are players doing
one of these dudes.
There are players.
I mean, it's rare.
It's very rare. It's very rare. But let me finish this thought.
Go ahead.
So, on top of there being a few handful, less than 10 players that are playing both ends and who are playing offense in a way where they're not going for stats, they're actually going for the win. It's about 10 players that are doing that as well. Jimmy Butler, Kawhi, PG-13, guys like that. They're not going for the stacks.
But look at the names you named. That's the last of the dying breed.
That's the last of the dying breed.
You would literally have to change the every young child that
No. But Fox is doing it too.
Age, bro.
Wait, but Fox and SGA is doing it too, and so is Tatum, right? So it's just not the last of the Mohegans or the dying breed. It's some new school guys that are doing it as well. Who done been in that Mamba Academy as well. But look, let me finish it. So you got that piece of it. Then you also got the piece of you done made me lose my thought. You done interrupted me so many times, DC. Let me get to this super chat. Man. John Wayne, I appreciate you for the $9 super chat. Win and
do what
stop.
you do, man. Great show, man. Best fucking show on YouTube, man. I get with you, homie.
All right, thanks, bro. Caller from Ohio, you can call back. John Wayne, when it stopped mattering when LeBron kept losing and putting up triple doubles and coming to the podium after passing up the last shot, talking about he made the right basketball play. John Wayne, that's a good point, because that's when people started changing the narrative, man. You got to understand how important the ESPN platform and everybody that's on ESPN is important to a a lot of people that that watch the NBA, man. And when those people start making excuses for LeBron and saying that, man, oh man, but he put up a triple double and he led in so many statistical categories, but didn't get one, that we got swept. You can say you getting swept, you getting one game against a team that just around before that, right? They just got in a grueling 7-game series led by on a team led by James Harden. James Harden took them to 7 games, but you can't get one game. You can only get one game. And then we got to come and celebrate your triple doubles. That's what happened. Those stats started meaning too much to people. And it was like a Trojan horse. We didn't see it coming, right? Because only thing we heard about triple doubles when Oscar averaged a triple double was like, oh man, Oscar averaged a triple double. We never seen Oscar play in those games where he was getting triple double. We don't know what them triple doubles look like. We don't know if there was force. What we do know, when he was averaging a triple double, he never won a ring. So it wasn't contributed to winning basketball on a high level. But all we knew is Oscar was getting triple doubles, and that was great. So whenever we'll see every now and then J Kidd to get a triple double, it was occasional. Because the reason why occasional triple double is impressive is because you come in with a game plan, you're trying to win the game, but somewhere along the line, you realize, you know what? I need to help my big man rebound tonight. And I'm a 6'4" guard in Jason Kidd. So tonight, guess what? I'm going to concentrate on rebounding because that's what my team needs. And you go down there and you rebound and you get 10 rebounds. You already getting 10 assists and 10 plus points because you're a scorer and you're the point guard who passed the ball. So just this occasional game, you need to rebound a little bit more and you get it. The reason why that's impressive is because when your team needs something and you can provide it, that shows me greatness, right? For Kareem to go down and for Magic to say, I'll play center tonight and get a win, that's impressive, right? We don't need Magic to play center every single night. Like, just because he played center that night don't mean you told Kareem, well, we don't need you no more because Magic can play point guard and center. So Magic do both. Nah, I needed you to do it this night and you did it. That's greatness. We don't need to see you average your triple double for what? What is that telling me if you need 10 rebounds from your point guard every single night when you got a center and a power forward and a small forward who's supposed to specialize in rebounding a basketball, and by their position they're the closest person in proximity to a missed shot. So what is it really telling me if Westbrook is going and grabbing no rebounds? So he get an MVP for the rebound for averaging it and or averaging a triple double, and then the next year he did it again and didn't get the MVP and didn't know why. It's because everybody took a closer look at him and was like, man, they letting him get their rebounds. He's hunting rebounds. He'll rather play free safety on defense and guard the man in the corner, while someone like Dame Lillard, who plays his position, goes for 35, being guarded by Oladipo or something like that. Well, that's your position. You're a marquee point guard. You're an MVP point guard. And you're very athletic, agile, fast. You telling me you can't go and guard Dame and shut him down? He just hit 4 threes in a row. You're not going to guard that. You'd rather guard the guy in the corner because that's easy to grab rebounds in their way. So when you really look into it, averaging a triple-double, it's somewhat of a red flag. That means you're not doing something somewhere so you can do something else somewhere that's unnecessary for you to do. It's unnecessary for you to go get 10 rebounds when you got 2 7-footers on the court, right? So my whole thing with the stats, I thanks for that super chat, John Wayne, in that comment. But my whole thing is when LeBron was getting those triple doubles and all this stuff, we was impressed by it, but we didn't quite understand it. And now we understand it more. Well, some people understand it, but the whole NBA world hasn't caught up to it yet. Because now when you see triple doubles, you just see you just think about Oscar Robertson and you think it's the same thing. It's really not. Is in Luca's case, almost averaging a triple double, he should not be running point guard. That's why they can't be 4th, 3rd, 2nd, or 1st seed in their conference, because they're playing bad basketball. It's amazing for Luca's stats, not so amazing for the Mavs. Not so amazing for the Mavs, if that makes sense. LeBron killed the NBA, the All-Star game. Used to be the GOAT show. Used to be the GOAT show up the Pretenders. Yeah, I like that. And Kobe took that challenge on too. Now it's just LeBron ball for everybody, not caring, barely showing up. These guys are a disgrace. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna move. What was my man from Ohio? Call back from Ohio. You want to make a comment? I'll take your call real quick before I move. If you want to call back. If not, then that's cool. So what's on the thumbnail is Steph Curry, and this is what I really wanted to talk about. So it's very interesting. All the time, two things can't be true. Sometimes two things can be true, but sometimes those two things conflict, right? You know, I can't be East and West at the same time, right? So we got conflicting narratives about Golden State, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green. My question was, if Draymond Green is the heart and soul of the Golden State Warriors, then what does that make Steph Curry? Right? There's not much left after your heart and soul is gone. So if you don't have a heart or a soul, that's your brain and your heart. Your heart, I mean, your soul is part of, you know, that's all of that. So your brain and your heart, you're the heart that pumps the blood, right? You're the heart that I mean, the blood carries life into your body. So if the organization of the Warriors is a human body and Draymond's the heart and the soul, then what does that make Steph Curry? Does that make him the 10 man not having a heart and soul? Like I just don't understand how both of those things can be true, right? And if you haven't heard people say he's the heart and soul, it's been said a number of times. Draymond is the locker room leader. Draymond is the emotional leader. Draymond is the heart and soul. Here's Kendrick Perkins and Jacoby and Max Kellerman talking about it last year.
Clearly, the biggest takeaway from the game is Draymond Green's absence is more impactful than his presence. I know that doesn't really make sense, but it's like when you watch the Warriors without Draymond, his box score numbers aren't big, but when he's not there, the offense doesn't click. Everyone points to Steph Curry having these bad shooting nights. A lot of that has to do with Draymond not being there. When you watch Steph Curry highlights, a lot of those passes, a lot of those screens are because of Draymond Green, and they're just not the same team on both ends of the floor without him.
Yeah, by the way, Perk, I know exactly what Jacoby means by Jalen and Jacoby. One of the reasons it's such a good show. Like Draymond Green, if you reduce the Warriors, their offense to one single, the most important, it's Steph. But his crime partner, more than anyone, is Draymond, his pick and roll partner, the do everything defensive guy. I think he is as important to the identity of that team as anyone.
Absolutely. Yeah. And look, I don't disagree. I actually agree with both of you guys. And a while back, I told the world that Draymond Green is the heart and soul of the Warriors, and people thought I was crazy. No, he gives them swagger, not just for Steph Curry. It's just like when you're walking into the arena and you're getting off the bus and you're on the road and you know that you got Draymond, it gives you a certain type of, swag in your shoulder. So I agree with both of y'all for us that takeaway.
So that's the question. Tell me in the comment section. If do you believe Draymond is the heart and soul? Because everybody keeps saying it. What does that mean? Is it either Draymond is not the heart and soul and it's Steph, or it is Draymond and it's not Steph? I mean, so what does that leave Steph? If we really believe that Draymond is so important, Steve Curry, after they lost last year, right? And immediately he goes to the podium after they got put out of the playoffs. And he said that because Draymond was in a contract year and he needed a contract, I don't think Bob Myers really knew what he wanted to do with Draymond. And Steve Kerr goes to the podium. They didn't even ask him this question, but he comes out of nowhere and was like, this team is not a championship team without Draymond. Draymond is that important that everything that he has done, he can get away with. He can knock a teammate out there, trade him. He get into it with KD, he's gone. Right? All of these things he do. He cuts Steve Kerr out on the bench. Nothing happens. Right? He stomps Sabonis in the chest. They come to the podium and say, hey man, it was warranted. All these things he has done. He's so good that we got to deal with it because we can't lose him. So what does that do? You can't have Steph Curry in a GOAT conversation. Like Draymond tried to put Steph Curry in the GOAT conversation and say this man should be compared to Kobe and Mike. But this man is not the emotional leader. Draymond is. He's not the heart and soul. Draymond is. Right. So here, okay, I see you, drama. You saying yes, vocal leaders are important if your superstar isn't vocal. Okay. So how do you be compared to the GOAT? How do you get to be compared to Michael Jordan? Have we ever looked at a Michael Jordan-led team and said someone else was the locker room leader? Have we ever looked at a Los Angeles Lakers team and said someone else was a locker room leader? Have we ever looked at just name the teams. Name the guys in the GOAT conversation. You got Kobe, you got Mike, you got Russell, you got Wilt, you got Kareem, you got Magic, you got Bird. Name somebody in the GOAT conversation who had a role player that was just as important with them because they didn't know how to lead with their vocals. Like, please tell me how that makes sense. Like, your leader can't lead because he's not talking, and you need Draymond to do it for you. Like, somebody please make that make sense for me. I'm confused. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. So let's talk about what Steph Curry really is, because if he want to be the team man, then maybe he's the team man. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe he is the team man, right? Let's go with, I don't know. I'd rather have. Let me see what you said, drama. I'd rather have it on one player, but it happens. Okay, give me the example though. I just named you all the GOATs. Remember, he wants to be compared to the GOAT. Draymond Green put him in a GOAT conversation. He said Steph Curry is in the GOAT conversation, and a lot of people agree. So tell me, compare him to the GOATs. Let's go with Michael Jordan. Let's go with Kareem. Let's go with Russell. Let's go with Magic and Bird. Take those guys in that GOAT conversation. Which one of them did not lead their team vocally or in the locker room? Which one? Like, how does that make sense? How do you get compared to those guys if you're not doing that? Like, they set a bar this high. If you don't meet that bar, I don't care in what area you don't meet the bar. If you don't meet that bar, stop. You're not getting compared to them. Like, these are players who, like in Michael Jordan's case, let's just go straight to the GOAT. Elite on both ends of the floor. Elite on both ends of the floor. Rarely miss games.
Hello.
Yeah, what's going on? Caller from Jamaica. How you doing?
Yeah. I was just watching the program just now. Is it live? Right?
Yeah, it's live. How you doing?
All right, cool. So I'm sharing the same views that you're sharing in regards to the Jordan and LeBron and the sprint race and the distance race, yeah?
Okay.
Because my views about Michael Jordan because I've watched all his games. And this is my thing, right? Jordan could have scored any amount of points if he chose to, but he wasn't in it for the points.
Correct.
He's in it for the win.
Correct.
The win. Exactly. And you're the first person I've ever heard said it correctly. He wasn't there for stats. Racking up points. No point thing there, man. It is all about winning. Championship. It's all about him. And LeBron is all about stats. That's just my opinion still. I just call to let you know that, mate. And keep up the good work, yeah?
Hey, thanks, brother. What's your name?
Yeah, Arville.
Arville. Thanks for the call, brother, man.
Yeah, respect.
Thanks. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And we're gonna get to that a little bit later. Got a super chat came in, Julius Irving. I wonder, is this Dr. J? Steph is the leader. He's vocal. Did you hear about the speech he gave in the playoffs last year? Draymond is just a hype man and a loudmouth. Okay, so And I'm fine with you saying that. I'm fine with you telling me that Steph is the leader and Draymond is not. But my issue is when people try to tell me both things are true. When people try to tell me Steph is the leader, but Draymond is the vocal locker room leader. Nah, you can't have both. And that's my only gripe, Julius. You can't have both. Which one is it? Is because everyone is saying, and this is coming from Steve Kerr. This is coming from the coach saying that, hey, Draymond is the vocal leader. He's the locker room leader. He's our emotional leader. He's the heart and soul. Multiple people is saying this. So I'm just trying to fix the confusion. I'm trying to fix the confusion. I'm so confused. I want to help people out with it. Right. But really, I actually think that Steph is very passive. Right. Because if he wasn't passive, and that's not always a good trick. Sometimes, that might be good for a leader to have, but a lot of times it's not, because when you have something festering in your locker room, when you have issues in your locker room, you need somebody to address those things, right? And the problem with Draymond being your vocal guy or your vocal leader, or your locker room leader, is he's unstable, right? So if my leader is unstable, it's going to affect the team a lot. And we've seen that with Draymond, if he's unstable. So when Dennis Rodman was with the Bulls, he had a little bit of unstableness with him. However, before they even brought him over here, Phil asked Mike and Pippen two things. He first asked Pippen and Mike, are you okay with us bringing Rodman in? Because they knew the history with them and when he played with the Pistons. And they both said yes. And then Phil asked Mike, can you keep him under control? And Mike said, I can. That's a leader. Who's keeping Draymond under control in Golden State? Because it's damn sure not Steph Curry. Right? You had the best player in the league, Kevin Durant, in his prime, on your team. And KD said part of the reason that he left Golden State is because when Draymond pulled that stunt on him against the Clippers and said, we don't need you, we won without you, and called him the B word and all this stuff, he said that when they went back in the locker room, after they tried to resolve the issue, the entire team, including Steph, Clay, Iguodala, and all them dudes, act like nothing happened. They just didn't even address it. So anybody who knows anything about resolving any conflict, the worst thing you can do is just act like nothing happened and then keep going, trying to get the job done. You get what I'm saying? If we both working and we work side by side, and then you haul off and smack me, or you do anything to harm me, verbally, physically, whatever the case may be, and we don't sit down and resolve it, like we go fight and we go get it out the way. That's one way to solve. Okay, we got it. We got our frustration out there. We fought. We did all that. Boom. Sometimes that's all you need. But when you say something verbally that damaging, like you're not part of this team, we got our own thing going, and you make me feel like an outsider, and then everyone just turn their head and don't say nothing. Like I need to know, hey man, did he say that out of anger, or is this something that all y'all feel like? Because we can't move forward. I can't move forward with this team if y'all really feel like I'm an outsider. And now that you can see time go by, time tells everything. See how they treat, or see how Draymond continue to talk about Kevin Durant. He really felt like that. And still no one's coming out and saying anything different than what Draymond is saying. And Steph Curry's not a leader enough to go and tell Draymond, shut up, dude, just chill. Let that junk go. So he's letting all that stuff ride. That's not a good leader, right? So if he is a leader, he's not a good one. I'm sorry, right? He's not a good one when it comes to any type of conflict. Now, as far as leading by example, does he get in the gym and work? Is he one of the hardest workers on the team? Yes, leading by example is a good way to lead, and all that stuff. But that's when everything's going right. When everything is normal, a lot of people can be a leader. Everything's normal, yeah, anybody can lead. But when things start to fall apart, that's when you really see real leadership. When things are not going as normal, right? That's when you see really the ship, man. So I just want to get some. I'm gonna open this phone lines up, man. I want to see some of y'all call and let me know if you think Steph is a leader or not, or do you think he's the 10 man without the heart, and Steph and Draymond Green is the heart and soul of the team, man. Explain to me why I got this wrong, because I'm gonna go ahead and accept the fact that because so many people are saying it. Perkins, Draymond Green, all these Steve Kerr, all these people are saying Draymond is the leader of the Warriors. I accept it. Okay, Draymond's he's the heart and soul, he's the leader. But please, somebody call in and tell me what that makes Steph. If Draymond's the leader, what is Steph? What is Steph? Please tell me. Phone lines are open. Leadership is subjective. Kobe and Jordan weren't leaders. They led by example. Read what you said again, DC Slim. Read what you said again. You said Kobe and Jordan weren't leaders, but they led by example. That mean they were leading, right? There's different ways to lead. You can lead by example, or you can lead vocally, or it's multiple ways to lead. Are you doing it well though? Right? So everybody leads. Where are you leading me to? And are you leading me well? Are you failing as a leader? Right. So yeah, you can lead, and leading by example is a way to lead, DC Slim. So I don't get that. Caller from Pennsylvania, what's up?
Hi. Are you talking to me, right?
Yes. What's your name?
Oh, how you doing? My name's Mark. I'm calling from Pennsylvania. Mark,
what's good, man? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is, yeah, Steph Curry is one of those players who is more of a lead by example type of guy, but I think it meshes perfectly well with what Draymond brought to the table at the time. You know how basketball is like a team game, so people kind of have to mesh together. So it was like really the perfect storm of, remember when Steph Curry was kind of lacking in defense and toughness? Draymond had that defense and toughness to kind of cover Curry's back, and vice versa, just fitting together, the cohesion.
All right. So what's your opinion though? Who's the leader of the Warriors?
Oh yeah. No, I'll say this, and again, I think it's nothing wrong with this personally, but I'll say Draymond is the person who's gonna snap the locker room in shape. He's gonna call people out on their BS. He's gonna do some of those things, but really that can only get you so far. So I don't know where we ranking like the value of that. Like I don't know where we ranking the value of that. That's
you tell me where you rank the value of it.
Well, in the beginning, I will say it was very important, to be honest. Like it doesn't matter if his stats was pretty low. He's averaging like 6.6 rebounds and like 6 assists or whatever he was averaging, like maybe 10 or whatever. But I think, in those first couple of championship runs, he and it was extremely valued. But mostly because his game was also better on court, though. So, and he was going out there and banging with those guys and giving them a hard time and things like that. But as of recently, I think he's more of a liability in the locker room and on court. Would
a good leader let that liability run rampant in his locker room though?
No, not really. Nope. Yeah. But what I will say is, Steph, if I'm picking, this is just simple. This is like so simple to me on NBA 2K, real life forever, right? If I'm picking a team, right, and I have a selection, people might pick whoever they pick, but me, I'm not going to lie. In some way, some type of form, I want the greatest shooter of all time on that team. I'm sorry. So in any team, I'm going to want the greatest shooter on my team. So if you saying that, Steph has to be very high on the all-time list to me because of that point right there.
Because he's the quote unquote greatest shooter, that means he's high on the GOAT list.
Oh, absolutely. He's high.
Where at though? Where you got him at?
Oh, yeah, because I'm the guy that has the page that said the drama that was in the comments. Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
And I said I have him at number 5.
Number 5.
Like above. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just because he's
again,
a good. So what you got? Mark Price. Mark Price might be a better shooter than Steph Curry. What you got him?
Nah, I'm not. No. We gotta go by actual numbers.
No. We're going by actual shooting. I mean, because hold on. Because actual numbers would mean that Steph Curry and Mark Price actually shot the ball the same at the same amount of times. The game wasn't played the way it's played now in Mark Price era. You couldn't come up and jack 10 threes a game in Mark Price era. Mark Price was probably a greater shooter than Steph Curry. Steph Curry's dad was probably a greater shooter than him.
I'm not. I'm not.
Hold on. I'm gonna keep going. Dale Ellis was probably a better shooter than Steph Curry. Tracy Murray was probably a greater shooter than Steph Curry.
What about Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf?
Mahmoud, those two books that's behind me, Craig Hodges and Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, they're probably greater shooters than Steph Curry. He's not Ray Allen is probably a greater. Reggie Miller, Larry Bird. There are a lot of great shooters. They just wasn't shooting as much as Steph Curry is. So we're not going to say just because his status as a shooter automatically puts him top 5. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, but I don't think I agree that all those players were great, and I also do think it's very hard to compare players between eras. And so even when I do say my top 5 is based on how I rank players, but really, honestly, between eras is very difficult. I'm
gonna tell you why it's easy for me to grade and compare players between eras, because I understand each era, and I know one era was a tougher path to achieve things versus the other era. And by that era, I mean that 90s to early 2000s was the best and toughest era to play in, because you had real basketball, real defense, and everything was more authentic. Now they've created a game that fosters high scoring. So you have to look at points in the NBA just like you look at currency in America. It is inflation with it. A dollar in the 90s is not worth $1 in 2024, and neither is a point or assist or a rebound. Rebounds right now. What happens when you shoot a long three and you miss? Is the rebound is a long rebound. Everyone in basketball knows that. So the rebounds that Dennis Rodman got in the 90s, when he was getting 20 rebounds, he fought for all of them. He had to box out. He had to out jump another power forward that was beating on him down in the paint. And the rebound was coming in the paint, right? A lot of times he had to defend shots before he got the rebound. But now you got mostly threes being shot, and those long rebounds are coming out to the perimeter, and it's just the fastest man to the ball. It's just a guard. Sometimes it ain't even no defense trying to stop you from getting the rebound. It just falls in your hand. So even 10 rebounds now ain't worth the 10 rebounds that you seen in the 90s. And
the same goes for assists too.
Same goes for points and assists. Exactly. So
they're calling it differently, giving you more steps and like more moves, and they're defining it differently. That's why so many people like Jokic and Luca and LeBron and Harden and Trae Young, and people are thinking that these are like real assists as if they was back in the day.
Great. So ain't you glad you called in? So now you know it's very easy to grade players based on the era, because one era is hard and one era is not.
Well, I agree. I agree that was the toughest era.
There's never if I have two players that's equal or very close, which I'm gonna get to in a minute with Isaiah Thomas. If I'm comparing two players like for the same position, like Steph and Isaiah, and one comes from the real era and one comes from cupcake era, if it's close, the tie goes to the real era.
Easily. Yeah, but I think you underestimate Steph Curry's shooting ability. Even with all that being said, his shooting ability and percentage and overall skill is much higher than those other people, even if we factor in era. Like that's the only thing I disagree with. I
don't know about that, big dog. I don't know about that.
I don't know. It was some great shooters, but the ease, the distance, and the effort, he fostered in the cupcake era because everybody wanted to copy him.
It was before. David Stern and Adam Silver was already going toward that. But before that, they wanted more points. They wanted space and space. They did this. If it wasn't for them doing that, Steph Curry would have been Mark Price. As a matter,
disrespectful, man.
How is it disrespectful?
To Steph.
How is it different? How is that disrespectful?
Steph, okay, so LeBron is in people's GOAT conversation. No matter what people say, Steph Curry went and led his team to 3 wins in the championship versus LeBron, who some people consider the GOAT.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there. Steph Curry did not lead his team to 3 championships against LeBron. Steph Curry,
nobody else did.
Kevin Durant did. He led him to 2.
Nah, if that Steph won before KD, with KD.
Okay, so let's talk about that one he got without KD, right?
He had Harrison Barnes on his team too, by the way.
And Barbosa and Bogut and Wait. He had Clay. He had Clay. He had Barbosa. He had Sean Livingston. He had Andrew Bogut. He had Harrison Barnes. He had Iguodala. It was a very good team. Very good team. All right. Who did LeBron have? LeBron showed up. Kevin Love was already hurt. That's his number 3. The first game, who was getting cooked in that game?
Yeah, but we can't
stop. Stop. Kyrie was cooking Steph Curry on both ends of the floor. He was locking them down and scoring on them left and right. The game plan was to make Steph defend either Kyrie, J.R. Smith, or LeBron. He was failing at that, and then it was locking them up on the other end, right? And they doing this without their number 3. Imagine if what happened when the next year when Steph lost his number 3 and Draymond. They lost a 3-1 lead. So that lets you know how important it is, right? So without that number 3, Kevin Love, he was hurt the series before. And then they lose Kyrie Irving in overtime when he tore his cracked his kneecap. So LeBron is out there without his number 2 and without his number 3. We're not about to sit here and put a heavy emphasis on that championship that Steph won, right?
Yeah,
No. Let me cook. So we come back the year after that, right? We come back the year after that, and they face the same team at full strength, right? Now Kyrie's healthy. Now Love is healthy. Now let's see what y'all can do. And guess what?
Yeah,
he choked up a 3-1 lead.
He did.
Furthermore, before he even got to the finals, he was down 3-1 to OKC and Kevin Durant. They shouldn't have came back from that. That was suspicious on how this. So they had to come back from a 3-1 lead to even get to the finals. And then they got to the finals and got smoked by choking up a 3-1 lead. And then Draymond Green admitted that we don't get another championship if Kevin Durant don't join us.
I agree.
Okay. All right. Wait. So let me show you how human Steph Curry is. Right. This is him first coming into the league. I don't know if you can see the screen. He come in as a rookie.
I paused the video. So
okay, good. I'm gonna tell you what's on the screen. He come in as a rookie, averaging 17 points a game. Is that impressive?
Kinda.
Okay. The second
based
year,
on his expectations.
Okay, second year, 18 points a game. Is that impressive?
I'm still saying, I didn't think he would be what he is now. No, I didn't think that.
Third year, 14 points a game. Is that impressive?
But wasn't he?
No, just yes or no. Yes or no. Is that impressive?
No. But
it's
I'm
not
sure
impressive.
That was one of them ankle twisting years.
Okay, sure it was. All right, so let's see what Kyrie came in doing. Right, Kyrie coming in as a rookie, number 1 pick, by the way. 18 points a game. Is that impressive?
Yeah.
Okay,
Kyrie came in. Yeah.
Second year, 22 points a game, and he's an all-star. He was an all-star his second year. You know how long it took Steph to make all-star?
Probably how long?
He didn't make all-star until 1, 2, 3, 4, his 5th year when he was 25 years old. Kyrie Irving made all-star his second year when he was 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So now you're seeing the difference between a real prodigy, right, and somebody who had to develop into something and got Steve Curry in, who put in a great system. And I'm gonna tell you, let me be real about something with Steph Curry. He's one of my favorite players. I think he's the best point guard in the game right now. Let's be real about Steph Curry right now. You remember that movie Final Destination where everybody had a date where they were supposed to go, right? Everybody had a date.
Yeah, I remember that.
I look at the NBA like that. I look at some stars who are just destined for 5, 6 rings, 3 repeats and stuff like that. Those are your really great players like Magic Johnson, Bird, Michael, Kobe. Those guys were destined for multiple rings. They just on another level, right? And when everything's normal and you go through your normal trajectory in the league, you pull those things out. It just happens. And then you have some people who are destined for either, they go be great players, but they go get to the finals and lose, or they go get to the finals and win one, but they never really get back to the repeat and three-peat and do all those things, right? They're still great players. Those players that are destined for those things are like Dirk. He's destined for that 1 ring he got. Garnett was destined for that 1 ring he got. Barkley was destined for the 1 finals appearance he got. You know what I mean? Like those are great players, but it was easy to see that Mike was on another level because he kept going back to the finals and back to the finals and back to the finals, right? Same with Bird, same with Magic. All right. Steph. Wait. No, it doesn't. Steph is not on that level of player, and neither is LeBron. They're both on Dirk's level, Garnett's level, but they cheated the system when they started joining themselves to other top 5 players in the league. Right. Wait, hold on. You gotta let me cook. You gotta let me cook. Right. You gotta let me cook. So
I agree with most of it.
Hold on. I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm gonna explain it to you. So listen. So Steph, when he got that 1 ring, and then he came back and played against Cleveland and lost, that was supposed to be it for Steph. 2 finals appearances. He got his 2 MVPs, got his 1 ring, and that was gonna be it. What changed that? When you go get the best player in the league to join you and Kevin Durant. So when if you take that
I mentioned Harrison Barnes.
Listen, if you take that,
LeBron James over there.
No, stop that.
And
stop.
Then we lost.
Stop.
After we lose, right? No, we talking about matchup, and I agree. Kyrie was cooking Curry, right? But even if Kyrie is cooking Curry, they can kind of offset each other. There is no offset between LeBron and Harrison Barnes unless I get a small forward to an equal level as LeBron. Then guess what? We spank them.
Right, but if you don't, but if you don't do that, if you don't go get the second best player in the league, listen. If you don't go, there's no forward
to guard. LeBron is overrated, but damn, he's not that trash. You got to put somebody got to make him work on the defensive end, and somebody got to give him buckets like KD did.
All right, so
but KD was just good as that. He wasn't the X factor or nothing.
Yes, he definitely was the X factor. No, he wasn't. He definitely was the X factor. Are you serious? Why you think he got 2 MVPs in the finals and Steph didn't? Come on, man.
Okay.
Stop it. Listen. So this is the deal. This is the deal.
KD
they had to go if Steph and the Warriors don't go get Kevin Durant.
I agree.
They don't get any more finals.
Again,
Draymond Green said it himself.
What's wrong with going and getting?
Hold on, let's see if Draymond.
I don't think that team wins another championship if Kevin doesn't come. Now you may say, "Oh yeah, but y'all won the 4th one without Kevin." But there's a gap in there where teams started to figure us out. We would not have beat the Cavs coming back around without Kevin. And here's why. Teams have figured us out. And I personally don't think at that point Steph Curry had figured out I'm going to get a bucket whenever I want to. I don't think he was capable of that yet. I think he was still growing into that. And so because of that, once teams started to figure our offense out, we were starting to struggle more and more. I'm not sure if you remember that series of OKC where we were down 3-1 and we had to come back. And that's because teams had started to figure it out. The reality is we got to a point where we needed to be able to give someone the ball that can just go get a bucket.
That's Draymond Green out of his own mouth saying we don't get another ring if KD don't join us. We don't beat LeBron again. We don't beat the Cavs again. They were healthy. We beat them because they was unhealthy the first year. The second year they was healthy and they walked us down from 3-1 and they figured us out.
Right,
okay. Hold on. No. I'm gonna mute you. I'm not talking about no matchup, but I'm talking about what I'm talking about.
LeBron, KD,
You had two
Clay
obstacles
Love.
in front of Golden State and Steph Curry. You had a team led by Kevin Durant, the best player in the league, that had you down 3-1. You got lucky and got past them. And then you had a team that walked you down in the finals led by the second best player in the league, LeBron James, and they walked you down from 3-1. You had to get past OKC the next season. And if you just got lucky and got past them, which they probably wouldn't, because guess who they was going to lose? They was going to lose Harrison Barnes anyway, because they didn't want to re-sign him. They blamed the loss on him because he was missing all his shots down the stretch. So he was gone regardless. So if you don't get Kevin Durant to come in and save y'all, the dynasty is over.
Yeah,
the dynasty is over.
Think about, because your argument sounds like some of the
how are you going to get past OKC and Kevin Durant? And furthermore, what if Kevin Durant decided to go to Houston with James Harden instead of coming to Golden State? You ain't gonna get past Houston either. So you never even get back to the finals. And even if you do get back to the finals, you still facing that LeBron man with Kyrie Irving, who was playing better basketball than Steph Curry, and a healthy Kevin Love, and you lose that one as well. Draymond just admitted to it.
But that's the thing. I agree, because if you look at it, basketball, usually the better team wins. So if you got LeBron, Kevin Love, and Kyrie Irving stars, and you got Steph, Clay, and Draymond is not equal enough of a star as that three. So they needed somebody to match up. You got Kyrie, elite point guard. Curry, elite point guard. You got K-Love, elite power forward. And I guess you got Klay Thompson, who was playing like an elite shooting guard. Then you got LeBron James, an elite small forward. You cannot beat a team with an elite small forward unless you get one. Yes, this is the cupcake league where everybody's buddy-buddy, but shoot, LeBron, you're saying if this and if that, if LeBron didn't go get Kyrie, if anything, but it happened. But the bottom line is Curry had more value.
No, what it was the team that they built around Steph could not beat the team that was built around LeBron. Right?
That's true.
If you cannot tell me that but
it wasn't unfair.
Listen,
it wasn't
bro.
unfair
listen, bro.
for them to get KD.
Listen, bro. No, I agree. It wasn't unfair, but this is the point I'm trying to make. You cannot tell me that this guy's top 5 of all time, where if you face another top 5 of all time, you telling me you need another top 5 of all time.
Well, maybe
wait, hold on. Listen.
They don't play the same
Wait. Listen. If I'm top 5 of all time and I'm facing top 5 of all time, why do I need another top 10 of all time? Why do I need to add Kevin Durant to face LeBron if I'm supposed to be on the same level with LeBron? That don't make sense. But I'm gonna tell you, because you just answered your question. You answered my question. You're telling me KD was on LeBron's level, and you're telling me Steph was on Kyrie level, right? That made it even, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so is Kyrie on LeBron's level?
No.
Okay, so if listen. If Kyrie is not on LeBron's level, but he's on Steph's level, how the hell is Steph on LeBron's level?
No, you're making a good point, and I actually get where you're going, and I kind of follow you.
No, answer that question. That question.
But look,
if Kyrie and no, you got to answer this question. If Kyrie and Steph are equivalent and on the same level, but Kyrie's not on LeBron level, that means Steph not on LeBron level.
I agree.
KD is on LeBron level though, correct?
Yeah, at that time.
But you got Steph ranked number 5 all time?
Yeah, but
how?
Because at that time, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, I gave it to you that Kyrie is not on LeBron's level. But I'm saying really, realistically, at that time, Kyrie was their scorer and their closer. And I watched Kyrie single-handedly put the team on his back while LeBron's standing over in the corner somewhere. So if
what
LeBron
you telling me?
Is on a higher level, during that time, Kyrie was fucking cooking. You couldn't stop that man.
Well, you ain't telling me nothing I don't know. What I understand is Kyrie is on the same level as Steph, but Kyrie is not a top. Kyrie is not a top. He's not a top 10 of all time, and neither is Steph.
Yeah, but
Steph
the
is
difference
neither.
is what happened when Steph won without KD.
When you talking about against Boston? Great for him.
Yeah, the last championship.
Yeah, great for him. He got 2. He got look, he did listen.
Draymond
Steph
clip?
did
Remember the
exactly what
Draymond clip?
Giannis did.
No, look.
Great
Remember the
players
Draymond
got one
clip?
of those
Steph
runs in them,
Curry
right?
evolved
But the
into
real
being
true
a
greats like
person.
Michael Jordan got several runs in them like that, right? So Kobe went 3 straight with Pau Gasol being his second best player. He won 2 out of those 3. That's a huge run. Like he went God mode multiple times to get rings. But most great players got one of those in them. Barkley had one of those in there. Barkley got in real good shape in Phoenix one time and had one of those runs in him, and he got to the finals, but he met the GOAT and he couldn't finish it, right? Giannis did it. Jokic just did it. Dirk done it, right? Like I said earlier, it's a lot of great players who got one of those runs in them. And when they do it, it's great runs, right? The reason why Steph Curry was crying when he got that one is because that's the only one he felt like he really earned. The first one they got, man, he what did he average? Let me see. I got it right here. He didn't average a lot. The first one he got, look, if you look down here at the highlight hour to the right,
this is a
that's the first one they got. He had 11 points,
LeBron,
18 points, 19 points in the first 3 games.
If I
He
wanted,
didn't feel
I
like
could
he earned
discredit
those
some of LeBron's rings.
that championship. That's why Iguodala got the daggone MVP in the finals.
No,
right?
no.
That's why Iguodala got the MVP.
Go by the media
Steph
MVP.
wasn't Stephing.
The media.
Steph wasn't doing what MJ did in the finals. No. Steph was almost a no-show.
In the Draymond.
That's why Iguodala got the finals MVP. And that's why he said that last one he got meant a lot. And that's why he was crying.
Was right. Draymond was
because
right in
he
that
knew
clip where he said,
I didn't earn the first one. I dang sure didn't earn the second one and the third one. That was Kevin Durant on his back.
Think about it. LeBron
and he got the finals MVPs. This is that was the first one that he felt like he earned. You can't tell me I'm not lying. I'm not telling the truth about that. That was the first one he felt like he earned. That's why he was crying. So yes,
he got
one. He went nuts one time.
Ability changed the game.
So did Giannis. So did Jokic. So did Dirk. They all can go nuts once. That's how good they are. But when you're trying to compare him to MJ and Magic and Bird, they went bonkers 5 times, 4 times, 6 times to get their rings. He did it once. The great ones can do it more than once. He done it once. He hasn't done it again. Why not? Why they get put out in a sweep fashion last year? Why he didn't do it last year? Why did he get missed the playoffs year before?
His team wasn't good enough.
That's
just the honest truth. I think the best team wins usually. Most of the time.
Yeah, but you got a top 5 player in his prime with his team intact, getting put out, getting swept. Stop it, man. That's no way, man. Thanks for the call, though. Appreciate it.
All right. I enjoyed the show.
For sure, man. Thanks.
All right.
No, man. I'm not letting that fly. Super chat. I agree with the point. Thanks for the super chat, Julius. I agree with the point. Steph speaking up and holding Draymond accountable, but Draymond has to be edgy and bring the best out of him and Steph. I know that. I mean, I'm not denying it. Well, all I'm saying is the standard is Mike. Mike was all of that. Mike was Draymond and Steph. You get what I'm saying? You want me to compare Steph to Mike and Kobe? They both was Draymond and Steph. They didn't need a Draymond to do that. They could do it. That's my whole point. Caller from New York, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's good?
That caller was crazy.
Tell me what was crazy about it.
Oh, man, that was wild.
All right, what's your thoughts, man?
Nah, man, I think you making a lot of good points, man. Like, this new stuff, he's not even, I think I got him in the 15, between 15 to 18 bracket.
Correct.
But, and that's pushing, that's being nice. I don't know, man. I've never viewed him as a leader. I know that he has some intangibles that you can appreciate as a fan, but he just doesn't have that complete it factor of a superstar, if that makes sense. You know, like, I don't know, like, everybody's in love with this dude. I get it, but I don't know.
He's a likable guy, and he's good, and he's one of the best shooters we've ever seen. I mean, what's not to like about this dude? This dude is dope, right? You know.
No, absolutely.
But
yeah.
I just don't like false narratives, and I just don't like people to push lies, man. And that's when I push back. I've never brought out this type of information on Steph. Never. right? Like I've always said the great things about Steph, but now it's turning into GOAT debate. Really? They're saying he's better than they saying they trying to put him as the top point guard ever over Magic and Isaiah.
See, that's wild.
That's very wild.
That's
very wild. What would it look like? Man, I got to get that sound bite of Isaiah. I'm so mad because I loaded all my sounds and I forgot the Isaiah one, man, and I wanted to play that for y'all. But really, what Isaiah said. Because you know they had a sit down with Larry Bird and I want to say Reggie Miller had a sit down right during the All-Star weekend in Indiana, and they talked about a lot of stuff, and they talked about Steph and the top 5 point guards. And Isaiah said it was Magic, it was Oscar, and he put himself 3rd, and he put John Stockton 4th. He said, "Man, I know for a fact it's 4 point guards at our position better than Steph, and who did harder things than what Steph did." And when you start thinking about it, I mean, I had Steph number 3. I had him. I just moved him in front of Oscar. I did, right? And I think I keep him at 3. But Isaiah had Oscar ahead of him and Stockton. But this is my point when I started looking into Isaiah's situation. Like I just explained, if Steph did not get the best player in the league to join him, he would not have another ring. He would have 1, right? And I'm thinking about Isaiah going to 3 straight, and he almost 3-peated. And Joe Dumars was his second best player. Joe Dumars probably ain't as good as Clay. Joe Dumars was his second best player, right? And no way. And he wins. He beats Jordan. He beats Bird. He beats Magic. Like he beat all those dudes, and he's the guy, right? He's the guy, and he almost 3-peated if it wasn't for a horrible bad call. But he definitely won 2 straight, went to 3 straight finals. And I'm thinking if he would have thought, let me go get the second best player or the first best player in the league. At that time, who was the first best player? It was Jordan.
Yeah.
And he had just put Jordan out, just like Steph put KD out. Imagine if Isaiah would have went and got Jordan to join his team, how many more rings he would have got.
Oh, that would have been crazy.
You get what I'm saying? People don't understand that that's what Steph did. They only punished KD for joining the Warriors because the Warriors had already won. They punished KD for that. They don't give Steph a tax because he's more likable. It's easy to target Kevin Durant and discredit him. Nobody wants to discredit Steph because he's the NBA's darling, right?
No, you're right. And being that he was already there, they consider his team. So
exactly,
they put it all on KD.
It put it all on KD, but nah, this dude accepted he accepted the best player in the league joining his team. Whatever you criticize KD for doing that, you got to give the same critique to Steph for doing that and the same tax, right? So, what you got Steph at ranked all time for point guards?
Point guard, I think I got him right at number 4.
Okay, and who's 1, 2, and 3?
Well, I'm gonna have Stockton ahead of him, like same list you said, but I instead of Stockton being number 4, I think I would put like Steph 4 and Stockton 3.
Okay, that's fair. Let me get to this super chat real quick. You don't watch the Warriors enough to be speaking on them trade Oh man, is that for me? Because I can assure you I watch the Warriors. I don't talk about stuff teams that I don't watch. Warriors was hurt in 16, and Clay played bad and still went 7 games. Brian and Kyrie played great. How Dubs can't win next year if Steph and Clay play good. You got to ask Draymond that. Draymond said that they wasn't going to win if KD didn't join. Draymond said that. He said that teams figured them out. And just for an example of how teams figured them out, the game plan for the Cavs at that time was to get rough with Steph. And if you remember, he was trying to run off all those screens and they was bumping him in the paint, knocking him, and the referees allowed it, right? And that's how that 3-1 lead got walked down, because they started roughing Steph up, and they was like, oh, this is the formula. Just play them physical and then make them play defense on the other end. So if we bumping you every time you try to run off screens, and we sending you through all the screens when you're on defense and making you defend our shot creators every play down, right? Because we know you like to switch screens, so we just go screen with your man. And now you got to defend LeBron, J.R. Smith, or Kyrie. That's going to take energy out of you in the fourth quarter. You ain't gonna have nothing. You ain't gonna have your legs, and we bumping you when you're running through those screens. Yeah, that was a great game plan, and everyone started to realize that was the game plan. They were not coming out of the West again after that without Kevin Durant. Trust me, they was not. They almost didn't get past the Rockets with Kevin Durant. If CP3 don't hurt his daggone leg, they almost don't even get past the Rockets. Caller, what's your name?
Yeah, this Chuck calling from Cali.
What's
Cali
up?
boy.
What's up, big dog?
Hey, man, I ain't trying to get off topic, bro. I know you cooking right now, but when you get a chance, can you please cook on how Jason Tatum just met Larry Bird for the first time during the All-Star weekend?
That was crazy, right? Well, I guess Larry might hold true to his ties for Indiana than he do with Boston. Maybe that is what it is, because he's from Indiana. He played college basketball in Indiana. Indiana gave him his first coaching gig, gave him his first front office job. So his heart is in Indiana. Boston has never really gave Bird nothing much. I don't even know if Bird got a statue yet.
Yeah, but I done seen him at multiple games. I mean, that's like Kobe played for the Lakers for 8 years and say he never met Magic. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that's just kind of odd to me, bro.
Well, I mean, I think it is exactly what I said it was. It was his tie to Indiana versus Boston, because PG-13 speaks highly of Bird when he played with Indiana. He definitely met him. He definitely had conversations with him. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's too much with it. I think it's really just the fact that he's closer to the Indiana organization than he is with Boston.
Okay.
All right, big dog.
Bro.
Yep. Super chat, thanks. The first chip, his team was 2,500 odds, plus 2,500 odds to win the chip, and he won 67 games, and people still doubted the Warriors. They said a jump shooting team can't win. I don't deny none of that, and I'm not even speaking on that. My point is, I'm confused on what is coming from the Warriors organization when they say that Draymond is the heart and soul of the team, and he's the emotional leader, because that actually that's when you say that, you're actually telling us that Steph Curry isn't that great of a leader, and the evidence is there. The evidence is there, right? I mean, you could just look at so many things that has happened in that organization that couldn't get handled right. Like it didn't get. I don't even know if it's real leadership in Golden State. Period. I don't know. It's almost like Draymond is the most vocal person in the entire organization, and it almost seems like everyone can be checked except Draymond and probably Steph and Clay. Steph, Clay, and Draymond can't be checked. Steph can't be checked because he is the freaking entire franchise, supposedly. He's the guy. He's the Michael Jordan. You're not going to check him too hard, right? Clay is like the 1-2 punch with Steph. He's like his Scottie Pippen. So he probably won't get checked that often. But Draymond is like the Horace Grant or the freaking Rodman. How you not be able to check that? How Steph can't check it, right? Phil Jackson let Michael Jordan check Rodman whenever he needed to, but who's checking Draymond? Nobody. He can go out there and write checks in the public that Steph Curry got to come and cash time and time again. Carla, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
I'm good. Man, what's your thoughts, man?
All right, so first of all, let me get on Steph Curry. Back in the 80s and the 90s, you had to be a leader because the team took on the personality of the leader. So when you had the Magic Johnson, the Showtime, the fast break pizzazz, that's all Magic. When you had the bad boy Pistons, Isaiah Thomas, Zeke, that West Side game banging mentality. That was the mentality of the team. Now, if you put Steph on that squad, they would be the Glad Boy Pistons. They would be shaking people's hands. They would be picking Michael Jordan up off the floor. He just ain't got it in him. Now, he's a heck of a basketball player, one of the greatest shooters to ever play the game, but he just don't have that personality. And the last thing I want to do before I get off the phone, I want to digress because I called in a couple of weeks ago, and I bet you, I said, what's the over-under of LeBron shooting the air ball on one of them step-back threes in the All-Star game? And I told you Luca wasn't going to be able to do all of that because he ain't going to have the ball in his hand.
You did. You did say that too. You said both of those things.
I said exactly that. All right, you take care, bro.
All right, thanks, man. All right, we get whoever just called, you can call back. Hey, when somebody's on the line, try to wait as soon as they hang up and then call. That way I won't have to send you the voicemail. But yeah, somebody said Steph ain't top 20 all time. I mean, Rod, what's up, big dog? Hey, where you got Steph ranked at all time?
Well, I got Steph ranked.
Yeah.
All time.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a hard one. That's a real hard one.
All right, well let's go with point guards. Where you got him ranked point guards all time?
Okay, I got him maybe about five or six.
That's fair. I got him at 3 behind Isaiah and Magic.
Okay, yeah. Somewhere along up in there. But I'm thinking about Stockton and
Oscar Robertson.
Yeah, Oscar Robertson, players like that, Yeah, that's why I got to drop him down to like 4 or 5.
Okay.
Something like that right there. Hey, but what you were speaking on earlier, I think about who the heart and soul of this, even though Steph is the man on the Warriors, ain't nobody, him nor Clay, is going to check Draymond. I believe they scatter Draymond just like everybody else.
I think so too. Man. And
yeah,
I think Curry is as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know what he got on the Golden State Warriors as an organization, why they're so scared of him, or the league, as a whole, because I just feel like some of the things he done, players has been banished for less. He caught less smoke than Kyrie hitting a share button.
Yeah, and look, and the crazy thing about it, somebody just got fined $70,000 for what did they do? It was something light, and then somebody else got fined $50,000 both last week, right? And I think Draymond only got fined, I don't know, half of that for what he did, and which is crazy. And then you got Isaiah Thomas. He put his hands on Eubanks, and he got locked up. I'm like, golly, like the double standard is crazy out here.
Yeah, it is. But on that leader tip, Steph scared of Draymond, Clay scared of Draymond, and like you said, the coach scared of him too.
Yeah, I think
why
so too.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean he done put the fear of God in him, I guess. Done put the fear in him. Yeah, and what I don't like is players like Kenyon Martin and Gilbert Arenas, man. Everything Draymond does or says is funny to them, and I'm like, man, y'all gotta be a little bit more responsible than that, man. This dude is like, I don't remember nobody encouraging and condoning what Rodman did. He just did it, right? But what he was doing was just showmanship. Okay, I'm gonna show up with all these tattoos. I'm gonna dye my hair every game. I'm gonna play physical. I'm gonna smack Karl Malone on the butt and everything, But he wasn't out there, trying to, fight people. He was just being an agitator. I respect it.
That's what you call that, fighting. I mean, he put a man in a chokehold that the police has banned. Think about that, and drug him with it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate the call, man.
All right, no problem. Be easy.
Yep. Can I find this? You know what? I'm gonna find this Isaiah soundbite, man. because I want y'all to hear what he said. Let me find this soundbite. Oh, phone call coming in. It's gonna be hard for me to get to it. Caller from California, what's up?
So Mel, this is Roland Curtis.
What's up, big dog? Why?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Why? Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Why ain't save your number? I thought I saved your number already.
I don't think you did. Man.
Oh.
I think, because I think I called a while back ago.
Yeah. All right. What's up, Roland?
So yeah, I was, when you compare Steph Curry's leadership, and I agree with you. I think Michael Jordan is one of the reasons that he's the GOAT is that he's arguably the greatest leader. I think he's definitely the greatest leader in team sports history, but he's probably the greatest leader in sports history in general. Mm-hmm. And when you compare him to Steph Curry, there's such a huge difference. But there's one thing they have in common is that they both lead by example as far as on the court. But I think you can see from the Last Dance and any kind of highlights online, any kind of games, that Michael Jordan was also a very vocal leader. Mm-hmm. And it's funny when we compare Draymond Green to Rodman. Honestly, we don't even know how tough Draymond Green is because this is a soft era of basketball, right? Mm-hmm. So he might attack Nurkic and all these other people, but you got to remember. I remember that game, and it's on YouTube where Dennis Rodman is trying to get at Shaquille O'Neal, and it took Scottie Pippen and Jordan to hold Dennis Rodman. And if you want to know how much control Jordan had over him and the entire team, you can see Scottie Pippen grabbing Dennis Rodman by the arms and his waist. You see a black hand on Dennis Rodman's throat, and it's Michael Jordan pretty much grabbing him by his neck. And then even when Scottie Pippen and Rodman fall to the floor, Jordan grabs Rodman by the jersey, by the neck of his jersey, and yanks him back up. And Dennis Rodman sees him, and Dennis Rodman starts laughing, and Scottie starts laughing. I don't think Michael was laughing though. So, but I don't know. I couldn't see Michael's face, but it shows you that how far Steph Curry is from Michael Jordan. He's definitely will never in his life grab Draymond Green by the throat. He definitely won't ever, he won't even speak to Draymond Green, much less grab him by the throat to stop him from acting a fool. Yeah. So I have, I wrote in the chat that Jordan was the locker room leader, the vocal leader, the emotional leader. He was physically elite. He was leader. He led by physically. He was a mental leader. He was like the player coach. He led vocally. He led by example. He was the heart and soul of the team. He was the face of the franchise. He was almost a perfect leader. And there was that scene in The Last Dance where he's talking about his leadership and the how much the pressure of winning, how much he wanted to win, and what he was willing to do as far as leadership. And he starts to almost cry, and he tells the camera to cut the camera. He told the cameraman to cut the camera. Yep. And I don't see any player like that. The closest is probably Kobe Bryant, but I don't see anybody I don't see Steph Curry crying out of the pain of wanting to win and willing to lead the team. He's passively sitting by and letting Draymond do the hard, dirty work for him as far as leadership and keeping the locker room in check. But the issue with that is Draymond is great of a leader as he think he is. I don't think enforcer, he keeps bragging about himself being an enforcer. I don't think an enforcer is a leader, right? A lot of teams had enforcers. Charles Oakley was an enforcer. He wasn't the leader on the team. He was an enforcer. He's the guy that sometimes might protect the leader because sometimes the leader might have to, say for instance, if it's a scuffle in the locker room or whatnot, you got to protect the franchise, right? So Michael Jordan might want to go at it with somebody that's bigger than him. Like I think they say Michael Jordan used to get in people's face at practice, and I heard Robert Parrish talking about when he went over there with the Bulls, and he said Michael Jordan thought he was about to get in his face, and this is a big 7-footer. He said I'll smack fire out of Michael Jordan. That's what the enforcer's supposed to come in. That enforcer's supposed to be really close to that leader.
because and that's why Charles Oakley and Mike are so cool, because Charles would protect Mike because he go get in anybody's face about what I mean. Kobe got in Shaq's face, a 7-footer. They was confronting people because they knew what needed to be done. Right. Kobe's working harder than Shaq. Shaq's not working out, coming back to training camp fat, and he had to get in Shaq's face about that. But how is little Kobe Bryant going to get in 7'1" Shaq face and win that fight? You know, so leadership puts you in danger. It's lonely. You're not going to have friends as a leader like that. But you're going to have that. You're going to have that one guy that's going to have your back, and that's what Oakley is, and that's what Draymond's supposed to be. Steph is supposed to be the one getting in everybody's face, not Draymond. Draymond is supposed to step in right before Steph get beat up.
Right. The bodyguard and the muscle is not the leader, you know?
Exactly.
He has a specific job. Right. He's an enforcer, but the leader, he's protecting the leader. The leader is the one who's paying him. The leader is the one who's the face of the entire operation.
Exactly.
So,
imagine if the president's bodyguard was the one making all the leadership decisions.
Right. Yeah. Right. And Kobe, I remember one of those games with the Heat, where Shaq was on the Heat, and they played the Lakers, and Bynum dunked on Shaq or something, and Shaq tried to press Bynum, and Kobe was right there. You know, Kobe knew that Kobe wasn't going to be on the other side of the court. See, Steph Curry was the kind that'll just like walk off while the scuffle's happening and let Draymond take care of it or whatever. But people like Jordan was the guy who would step in when the Pistons were bullying Scottie Pippen. A lot of times he was the McDaniels one, the one he got into with, I think it was the Knicks.
Exactly.
And a lot of those times, those were people that were messing with his teammates, and Jordan would step in and would be the front line, you know. So I think Steph Curry is very far from that, and I would even if you take into account the leadership quality for the GOAT, sometimes that makes me, because just you talking about it made me think about. Does that affect Wilt Chamberlain's status? You know, I didn't watch him play, obviously, but when I've seen things, I've heard things, and I've read things, especially when he went to the Lakers, I'm pretty sure he was not the leader of the Lakers when he went in the 70s, but in the 60s, I don't know, maybe he was a leader back then. But if you take into account his entire career of everybody, you know, you have to take into account those times when they weren't leaders, when they had to, you know.
I think leadership is a big part of it, because it shows. So when you got a job to get done, you can give the instructions out there, and you can even train the people to do it. But if a leader don't keep you on track, and it's very easy to get off track when you got a long 82 game season, a leader's supposed to make sure things are happening. Right. And sometimes you don't have that type of guy that's your best player. Sometimes it's the coach. Right. But when your best player is the person that actually leads by example and leads vocally as well, and and leads with a little bit of you got to respect them and fear them as well. That goes a long way, and that shows you why they get the job done so often. You know how disciplined you got to be to do 2-3 peats. Do you know how much discipline that takes?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That takes discipline. It takes a lot of discipline. So I mean, that's my thoughts.
That's scary. No, you're right. I think that's why I believe Steph Curry and LeBron James and some of the others are struggling to get even that 5th championship, much less the 6th championship, because it just takes so much leadership, and it takes so much out of a player to reach that kind of success. And I even think like Tim Duncan. I mean, he abdicated the leadership to Greg Popovich. That's why. But Tim Duncan he's considered by most to be the best power forward of all time. But as far as the GOAT, I really feel like you got to look into the leadership, and I think that that alone should disqualify Steph Curry.
You brought up Tim Duncan. Before you leave, let me ask you this: do you think Tim Duncan was a good leader?
No. Well, yeah, he was a good leader, but he wasn't a complete leader. If you ask me, was he a complete leader? No. Is Steph Curry a leader? Yes, he leads by example. But is he a complete leader? No. Is Draymond Green a leader? Yes, he's vocally, but he's a complete leader? No. So if you break into good and bad, if you're telling me, hey, incomplete leader is a bad leader, then yes, they're all bad leaders. Only Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants were good leaders. If you don't want to use good and bad, then Michael Jordan and Kobe were complete leaders, while the others were incomplete leaders.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
I'll take that. Thanks, bro.
Okay, no problem. No, take care.
All right, I'll take one more phone call before we move on. And we won't get to the Isaiah piece, man, because we're almost at 2 hours. I go ahead and get to the Barkley piece real quick. But I'll take one more phone call. Somebody just commented and said it went straight to voicemail. Who was that said that? Let's see if I can find your name. There we go, right there. Deep H2O. Deep H2O V1. That's a cool name. Yeah, call back, man, because I don't think you called before. It'll be your first time calling in. Caller from Michigan. What's your name?
Yo, man. I was surprised I got the.
Are you DH2O V1?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead.
All right. So what was on my mind though, man, is Steph Curry. First off, I got him ranked the same as you. I got him top 3 all time. I don't got him.
Wait, you got you got him top 3 all time?
No, my bad. Top 3 point guards all time.
Okay, all
top
right.
3 point guards all time.
All right.
I see a lot of people trying to throw Stockton in there. You know what I'm saying? I know Stockton was great, but a lot of people will argue that Karl Malone, you know what I'm saying? Karl Malone's the man on there for sure. We're talking MVP Karl Malone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then when I think about this whole leader thing, I think we overdoing it too much. Because we know that this generation itself as a whole is softer. Everything more watered down now, man. I think Steph is like the perfect point guard for this generation. I feel that even a team with Draymond, they all got that AAUS, you know what I'm saying? We grew up playing against each other, all knew each other from different states even prior to getting to the league. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they mesh well perfectly. They honestly, they don't have a one leader, it almost seems like. They just all enjoying what they could potentially do. They all got the common goal. We want to stay here. None of us want to be bigger. It's almost like Steph Curry doesn't want to be as big as he is almost. You know what I mean? Just the way that the franchise is even trying to use him. You know what I mean? So he takes that backseat role a bit, but they all do the work that needs to be done.
Right.
I hate that Draymond gets so much backlash. I literally grew up 10 blocks away from Draymond. I hate how much backlash he get. I understand, you know, he acts fool on that court sometimes, but that's him making the most out of his career, in my personal opinion. He is definitely a role player that I feel could have got shunned from the league substantially earlier if he didn't do whatever he had to do to stay in his spot, to earn his keep, you know. And I think
agree.
they all, as in just in the Warriors franchise as a whole, that starting that core 3, the franchise and Kurt, they all appreciate what each other bring to help make each other all be great. None of them, Kerr as a coach wasn't expected to be in the likes to where he is today. Draymond wasn't expected to be in the likes where he is today. Steph nor Clay. None of these guys would have been where they are today without each other. And I feel that that's where they appreciate each other so much. You know what I mean? That's my main thing with it, because like I don't got nothing bad to say about the Warriors, man. I do not have a single bad thing to say about none of them guys. I definitely don't think Steph is a GOAT. Let me say that. He's not in that GOAT conversation either.
Yeah, he's definitely not.
But that's where I'm a Kobe guy, you know what I'm saying, number one. LeBron definitely not the GOAT to me. Right. You know, I don't like the disrespect there. Give me Kobe over Bron all day.
Yeah.
So that's just how I look at it, man.
Yeah. I mean, I respect that. Even I backpedal a little bit on the Draymond thing, Green thing. I understand everything you said about Draymond, and you're right. He made a lot of sacrifices to still be in the league right now, right? He did a lot. He scratched, he clawed, he worked hard for his stuff. He came in, he was a little overweight. You remember Fat Draymond? You remember when he was chubby?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he changed his diet. You know how hard it is for people to change their diet, right? Forget working out to lose weight. Okay, I got to change what I eat, and he looks great still now, right? You know, so defense takes effort, and he hangs his hat on defense. He's never wavered on that. He's always played defense. It's a lot to like about Draymond. There's a lot to respect about Draymond. Same thing with Steph. If you go back and look at my shows from 3 years ago, you would think I was the biggest Steph guy, and I still am the biggest Steph guy, right? People thought I was a Golden State Warriors fan by how much I was rooting for Steph and KD. Where I went sour on the Warriors, Steph and Draymond is when the false narrative started, and when the disrespect started. When Draymond Green started disrespecting greats like Maxwell that played for the legend from the Boston Celtics who announces their games now. He's disrespecting them. He's disrespecting KD. He's disrespecting the game by thinking we're dumb enough to think that you're not purposely smacking and stomping people on their chest and go look us dead in the eye and tell us that was a mistake, right? And then for Steph and Curry and Clay to enable all of that and come out and support, like, yeah, man, what you expect him to do, man? He choked him because he touched his teammate. Like, you're enabling all of that, and we don't want to see that bull crap. We don't want to see you come in and not be able to hold him accountable, because we can't hold Draymond accountable. We're not on this team. So for you to enable him, and it appears that you're not even checking him on nothing he's doing, and he continues to do it, for him to run KD out of town, for him to run Poole out of town. I know him and Clay had something with running Wiseman out of town.
Right.
Bob Myers quit probably because he couldn't deal with the headache. Like, when you start seeing people drop like flies, and then we got to come out and listen to the media say Draymond Green is the heart and soul of the team, but Steph is a GOAT. Like, you can't have both of those things be true. Like, he can't be the heart and soul of the team and then Steph be the GOAT. Like, that don't even make sense to me.
I 100% agree with you. I've been watching the show for a minute. You were saying that, basically Jordan and Kobe, they were Draymond and Steph combined. That was a perfect way to say it. I agree with you. I liked that point you brought out when you said that was Curry's first real one. That almost reminded me too of Jordan-esque moment when he had to bulk up, because like they said, they got figured out. They was beating them up. Curry got in that gym, started hitting them weights. We see it's a different Curry out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just put a body on him now at this point. But even to I seen somebody say, and I was thinking this the whole time, we was talking about leaders for different teams. When I think of the Spurs, that's Pop team. And we don't take that away from those Spurs, players whatsoever. That was Pop team. It don't matter which one of those greats was, in their prime at that time.
Can you have Draymond's personality and leadership style and be on Pop's team?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I also feel that if that was Draymond's destiny, he would have been a different player. I feel that Draymond is he going with, like somebody said, he part of Clutch Sports. They going with these creating the narrative things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just where it's going.
Yeah.
So I feel like they making the business decision. You either gonna go with the wave and continue to grow with it, or you gonna fizzle out, because the machine, if you will, is too big to go against. We can't go against this machine that study saying LeBron should be compared to Jordan. We know the truth.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna beat this machine. You know what I mean? So that's what I look at it. And Draymond, he did such a well of a job. As much as people can hate his antics on the court, I agree with it. We're not trying to enable ignorance on the court, for sure. That don't got nothing to do with basketball. But the way he played his card, LeBron and his team said, hey, we need a Draymond in our circle too. He understands what we really got going with this machine. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, man. That's a dope call, man. Thanks, man.
No problem, bro.
All right. That was a good call, man. That was a good call. Super chat, $5, man. Thanks, man. You are a hater. Thank you. You need help, brother. Go to the mosque or some ish. Your perspective is way off. I mean, you can say you disagree with my perspective, and you can say that it's possible for Draymond to be the heart and soul of the team, and I just don't know what that makes Steph. I mean, he has to be the team man, because if Draymond is the heart and soul, then Steph has just got to be a body out there. What is a body without a heart? Right. So if Draymond is the heart, that's where the life is at. Steph can't be the heart as well. We only have one. So if Draymond is the heart, you either tell, if you disagree with what I'm saying, then you're agreeing that you think that there's two hearts. How is Draymond the heart and Steph also the heart? Who's more important? Steve Kerr said that we not a championship team without Draymond Green. I've never heard somebody say that if Jordan loses a role player, that they're not a championship team. A role player was Horace Grant. They lost him. Easily replaceable with Rodman. So imagine Phil Jackson saying, we're not a championship team without Dennis Rodman, but I have the GOAT on my team. You can't figure that out as a coach. You can't figure out how to lose a role player and keep it rolling with quote unquote a GOAT. You can't figure it out with a GOAT. If you lose this role player, it's over. That's what you're telling me, Steve Kerr. We're not a championship team without Draymond. You lose a role player, it's over, and you got a GOAT on your squad that's still giving you 30 a game. And you telling me without Draymond is over? So you had to tell me, HR, which one is it? If I'm a hater, it's common sense to me. If you lose your heart, you die. And which is what Steve Kerr said. Steve Kerr said, if we lose Draymond, we're not a championship team, it's over. Caller, what's up?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Everything is good. Keep doing your thing. It's a great show. You know, sometimes I look at it like, you know, Draymond smacking on his teammates and stuff like that, or smacking on other teammates in practices, get in their face. I mean, sometimes you need that push. I also look at it like, you know what, Steve Kerr was smacked by Jordan. So maybe there's a traumatization there, maybe from, you know, Jordan smacking Kerr as a man, and now you're seeing Draymond smacking people. And I feel like some teams need that, and maybe some people in the corporate of the NBA may be a little afraid of that. But I do feel like there should be a line drawn where somebody checks the shit out of Draymond and let him know, hey, we like you. We like the fire. You know, you're a great player, but you got to chill the fuck out, man. Like, you really got to chill the fuck out, dog. Like, you fucking up the game. You fucking up the business. You getting suspended. You know, allegedly we could have won a series if you didn't get suspended. I do look at it at times where, again, like I said, Steve Kerr was smacked by Jordan, and I feel like him seeing Draymond smacking other people, maybe that situation might frighten people and remind them of, you know, that type of situation where, you know, violence can be going on in the gym. But it's wild. But I do believe that they do mesh together. I don't know if Draymond was doing that stuff when what's that coach? Like when Mark Jackson was there. I don't know how wild Draymond was. I wasn't really watching them when you know, when Monte and Curry was around. I wasn't really watching them like that. I was into Kobe and other people. I wasn't really watching them like that. But I'm unsure how wild Draymond was when Mark Jackson was there.
He wasn't wild. He wasn't wild at all. And even when Mark Jackson left, when David West was there, he wasn't wild around David West either. David West would have smacked fire out of Draymond. All right, so
I agree.
Draymond started being, you know, what we know Draymond to be when the year they lost to Cleveland, right, the year before they got KD. You know, and how I think Draymond became such a important piece vocally is when KD showed up there, they had already established a culture in Golden State. And Draymond Green was the closest guy to KD. And it was almost like Draymond Green was the guy, you know, being a middleman to KD. You know, he would relay messages and stuff like that. But so that's why he became so important. If you see on the court doing games where KD will want to do something, you know, that he probably would have done in OKC last year, and you'll see Draymond Green talking to him in his ear, like, pretty much, we don't do this here. You know, we move the ball, we do XYZ, we don't go ISO. It was Draymond telling him that, not Steve Kerr, not Curry, not Clay. right? It was Draymond. So that's why Draymond's voice became so big, because he always had to relay that message to KD, but Steph never did. Right.
Okay. And maybe that's something Steph got to, well, I don't know, maybe it's too late now, but maybe that's something Steph has to like kind of, draw them lines, because I know damn well KD is like, bro, shut up. Because I know there was a play one time where he wanted the ball and Draymond dribbled down the court and turned it over. Like, they was kind of mad. Like, what are you doing? Get off the ball. Like, that's not your job. And I've never seen nobody really come at Jordan like that. So it's like, bro, I get it. You won rings. I understand. You got the ego. You got the money. You got the contract. I'm happy for you. You got a Michigan State. You're doing your thing. Nothing wrong with that. But it's like, bro, like, you are here to play defense, talk. It seems like he's a great talker. He's a great team guy. People need that fire, that dog, that passion. And I get it. But it's like, you going around here acting like you can't be like, I can't say that the Warriors wouldn't win without him. But at the same time, it's like, bro, like, you help us, but sometimes you really hurt the team.
Let me ask you this. Let's say he is the heart and soul, and the Warriors supposedly can't win without him. If you had your choice when Kevin Durant was in his contract year, and after Kevin Durant and Draymond Green got into that spiff, and Kevin Durant came to you and said, I'm not re-signing if Draymond is here next year, you as the GM, do you make a decision to move forward with KD and Steph as your 1-2 punch? Or do you tell KD that Draymond is so important, we'll lose you and keep Draymond?
Man, that's tough, man.
It ain't tough at all. It ain't tough at all.
Nah, the easy answer is KD, but at the same time, you got to understand, even KD can be a little soft. You got to understand, Russell Westbrook was kind of low-key bullying KD a little bit. I'm just being honest. Like, KD want to hoop. Steph want to hoop. These guys are hoopers, but there's always going to be somebody with that bully type of vibe on the court. There's always one guy, two guys doing that type of stuff. But yes, the answer I would say is KD, stay, Draymond, go. But I do feel like, okay, I'm giving away a score. I'm giving away a 6'10" guy. I'd get kicked in the ass for that. But also, if I let him go, what do I got? I got this pit bull who sets screens, who gets the crowd into it, who...
Can you replace that? Is he the only one of those in the league right now? Is he the only guy that can do what he do in the league?
That's a good question,
right?
Man.
And if he's so, because we getting somewhere with this, if he's so vital to the team, how come nobody else needs a Draymond on their team to win? Why didn't Denver need one to win last year? Why didn't Kawhi need one in Toronto to win?
That's true.
So how are these other teams getting it done without a Draymond, but the Warriors claim they have to have Draymond, and it's a reason. It's a reason for that. But I want to give you about 5 seconds to think about what is missing in Golden State, where the Golden State feels like they have to have Draymond.
They have to have Draymond for the strength. I mean,
because I'm gonna answer the question for you. Because Steph is weak. Clay is weak.
Okay.
Clay is weak.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr is weak. They have no toughness outside of Draymond. That's why they can't lose Draymond. Steph can't fend for himself. He can't fend for himself. That's why they need Draymond.
They need him. They just need him. Fact.
When the Morris brother hit Jokic got up and knocked him back. He didn't need Aaron Gordon to come do it for him. When Xavier McDaniel got in Michael Jordan face, he got right back in his face. When Pippen was getting knocked down by Detroit, Michael Jordan was protecting him. Michael Jordan was tough in his own regard. Kobe was tough in his own regard too. Yeah, Chris Childs two-pieced him, but he was ready to fight. He probably was gonna lose, but he was ready to fight. When they need Draymond to do that for Steph, so that's showing you that Steph is lacking something. Clay is lacking something, and Steve Kerr sure is lacking something because he ain't got no control over that locker room. None.
Yeah. Now Draymond can be the fall guy. they could be using him as a fall guy because, you know, at the end of the day, I think Steph would say something, but at the end of the day, it's like he's so valuable to that team, he can't get too technical. Draymond, if you get too technical, fuck, but at least you came in the game and established that we tough and blah, 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 and we'll fill in Moody or, you know, we'll fill in somebody to kind of get us over. But, yeah, I will agree. Some of them players on that team do show a lot of weaknesses and stuff like that, and Draymond comes in to help push them over. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why was Draymond out of All-Star this year? What you think about that?
A lot of reasons. One, why would he be an All-Star? Seriously, why would Draymond be an All-Star? So we talking about the West, right? And we talking about I don't know what formula the voters using, but me, I value winning, right? So the way I look at it, you got 12 slots on two separate teams. So we just talking about the West Coast, we're talking about 12 guys, right? So every team's not going to have an All-Star, right? That's number one. Number two is there's some people that deserves to be All-Star that probably won't get it because it's only 12 slots. Now, if you're going to have a team with multiple All-Stars, that team better be a 1 seed or a 2 seed or maybe even a 3 seed. But there's no way that you're going to do what you did for the Lakers and go all the way down to the number 8 seed and pick 2 All-Stars off of it, because there's no way a 8 seed has 2 All-Stars. There's no way 2 All-Stars will have their team at the 8 seed if they both was healthy. That's not possible. So you being an 8 seed shows me that you ain't really got no real All-Stars. So it was a popularity contest for the Lakers. LeBron got in because he got the vote. AD got in because he earned it. What was supposed to happen was AD was the only one that was supposed to get a All-Star nod from the Lakers, and the only person that was supposed to get it for the Warriors was Steph. They're not even in the playoff hunt right now. They're like a 10th seed right now. How you getting 2 All-Stars off that squad? Right. So, and if you look at the teams that got 2 All-Stars that deserved it, Minnesota was a number 1 seed in the West. They got Edwards and Anthony Towns, right? But they jerked Sacramento. Sacramento got 2 players playing at the All-Star level. I would have took Fox for sure, not Sabonis. But how the hell you take 2 from the Lakers and 0 from Sacramento?
Wow, that's wild. Maybe his toughness may make him eligible for Hall of Fame. That's gonna be wild, but we'll see down the road. But I just got a question, man, before I get out of here, man. I know people keep talking about how the All-Star game was not competitive and all that type of stuff. Do you think if they implement, you know, all these guys got money, so everybody all cool and shit like that. Do you think if they maybe like implemented some type of social media thing into it, where they're like, hey, man, everybody go on social media and see who's getting cooked? Like if they make it a game within the game about posting people getting cooked, you think maybe that may help them be competitive and play a game that's, you know, fun and also competitive? Because
nope. Look, listen. Hard times create tough people, and it's the same thing for sports, man. A tough environment. If you create a tough environment, the people involved in that environment will self-correct themselves and become tougher, right? So they created a atmosphere in the NBA where there's no defense. They're legislating defense out of the league. They don't reward people that play great defense. All you got to do is get a triple double, and they say you compare it to Jordan and all this stuff. Like you don't have to do the tough things anymore. You don't have to compete at a high level. You can just come down and score and just take turns shooting threes and dunking. And you do that in the All-Star game and the regular game. The NBA has invited that in the league, right? And it's creating a different type of player than what we were seeing in the past era. And that's what you're seeing on display in the All-Star game.
Damn. So I guess it's whoever just goes 200 points. Damn the defense, damn getting busted for 40 points. It don't even matter no more. It's all about who can score the more and who can get the oozing on. So
yep,
that's wild, man.
Yep.
I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna keep listening, man.
All right, bro. Yep. Go ahead. All right. Yeah. The NBA has died, and guess who was on watch? I mean, we seen during Kobe's era what the NBA was like. So on his watch, the NBA maintained everything. We seen in Jordan's era. We seen in Magic and Bird era. On LeBron's watch, while he was on watch in his era, the All-Star game died, defense died, the mid-range died, the big man died, positions died, ratings dropped, and we started rewarding people for minimal things like triple doubles and putting them in the GOAT conversation. All this happened on LeBron watch. Thanks for the super chat, HR. Nice try, homie. Draymond is a Hall of Famer. He's not a role player. You can be both. Rodman was a role player, but he made Hall of Fame as well. Right? You can be both. I wouldn't vote Draymond in the Hall of Fame to be honest, but you know, my criteria for Hall of Fame is tougher than what I guess what it is in reality. You know, they letting anybody get in the Hall of Fame now, right? But yeah, Draymond will probably get in just based on his name and based on how much he's talked himself up and how much we've letting all these false narratives go out there like he's the heart and soul of the team. That's why it's important that I did this video, because I'm like, something ain't right. If Draymond's the heart and soul, I'm willing to accept it, but I'm not going to accept him being the heart and soul and Steph Curry being the heart and soul as well. One of them is not. One of them is not true, right? They both can't be true, right? Caller from Minnesota, you the last caller before I move on to Charles Barkley. What's up?
I just wanted to say this really quick. I think just because like a guy is the heart and soul of the team doesn't mean like Steph Curry is lacking that. And I'll give you an example. Like back in the day, I thought Avery Johnson was the heart and soul of the Spurs, but that didn't mean like David Robinson lacked it. You know what I mean? Like,
do you think
same with Mad Max.
Do you think David Robinson was a really good leader?
Yeah.
Do you think he was a better leader than Hakeem? Because obviously something Hakeem was doing that was translating better than what David Robinson was doing.
But look at that team also. That same team, I thought Mad Max was the heart and soul of that team.
No, Mad Max.
Hakeem was a kind of a quiet guy. He kind of just led by example.
You think so? You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to do this. Vernon Maxwell has an interview he did on a podcast about a year or two ago. I covered it on one of my videos, and he talks about how many people Hakeem smacked in the locker room. Right? Hakeem was a leader, an enforcer. He was all of that. Go to Kenny Smith. Wait. Wait. Let Kenny Smith explain how good of a leader Hakeem was. How many fights you see Hakeem get in the 80s on the court?
It was quite a few.
Okay, he was not a quiet dude, right? He was not a quiet dude. Go to Kevin Garnett and talk about how Hakeem. You probably didn't know Hakeem was talking trash on the court. Talk about his trash talking. Hakeem is not no passive dude. David Robinson was. That's why David Robinson didn't seek. He didn't sniff no finals until Popovich, who's a real leader, came there. David Robinson wasn't that type of dude. Popovich had to be that type of leader for the Spurs. That was a perfect match. So and then the last example I give you, how was the behavior of Dennis Rodman when he played with San Antonio and David Robinson, and did it affect the team so much so that they traded this man for Will Perdue? They wanted him out of there. They couldn't handle him. It was no problem for Michael Jordan to handle him.
Yeah, I mean that you can have that an example, but going forward, let me say this. As far as, all right, do you think UD is the heart and soul of Miami?
Heart and soul? No, Jimmy Butler is a leader.
No. I mean, before then, Jimmy just kind of came there in the recent years, but I'm saying all those years.
No, D-Wade was. D-Wade was a leader. You don't think D-Wade was leading? I mean, yeah, you got a guy in the locker room that was a enforcer type dude. But that don't mean he was the leader.
You're correct about that, but the heart and soul doesn't mean the leader either. I'm trying to say.
Let me ask you this: Can you lose Draymond? I mean, can you lose your Udonis Haslem in Miami and still survive? Exactly.
That's a good question.
Exactly.
We don't know.
Well, he's gone now. He's retired. He's gone. They're surviving.
Look at the team.
What you mean? Look
Are
at the
they?
team. They show up during playoff times, big dog. They got to the finals last year. Haslam was not doing much. You can lose Haslam and be okay.
No. He's over the years, his role has changed. He's went from, a veteran to kind of schooling the young dudes to being on the court. So he's had a lot of different roles in that jersey.
What's your point?
I'm just saying, like.
So are you trying to convince me that Udonis Haslam was the heart and soul of Miami last year?
You saying last year?
Yeah, last year when they put Giannis out of the playoffs and they went to the finals against Jokic. You saying Haslam was the heart and soul of the team?
I don't even think he was touching the court there.
He hasn't touched the court in 4 years, but he's on the bench. Do you think Haslam was the heart and soul of the Miami Heat?
No, not at that time.
So he wasn't last year. Who was it? Jimmy Butler?
It might have been Jimmy.
Okay,
but
of course it's Jimmy Butler.
No,
and Jimmy
my point is
there a difference between? Is there a difference between Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry? Do you think Jimmy Butler needs Haslam or Draymond Green on his team to the fact that his coach will say, as soon as he leaves, we're not a championship team? Do you think that will be the case on a Jimmy Butler-led team?
That's not his role at that time.
I'm asking a question. Do you think that a head coach with Jimmy Butler on the team, listen to what I'm saying. Do you think a head coach with Jimmy Butler on the team would ever utter the words that as soon as that guy leaves, a role player leaves, we're not a championship team anymore?
At that time, no. But he's playing a different role at that time. You're talking about a dude who's 1 foot out the league.
Yeah,
he's
but
not the heart and soul at that time.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. A Jimmy Butler-led team, does he need Haslam's heart and soul or Draymond's heart and soul, or does he got it?
Jimmy has it at that time.
Jimmy got it, right. As soon as Jimmy gets on a team, he got it. What I'm telling you is that's different for the Warriors. The Warriors and Steve Kerr have said that without Draymond, they're done as a championship team. They're done. And that is an insult to even say that publicly with a team led by someone that's supposed to be in the GOAT debate.
They got Steph in the GOAT debate?
Yeah, Draymond got Steph in the GOAT debate, and a lot of Golden State Warriors are trying to put him in there.
That's a little too far, but I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'm just saying,
Jimmy Butler don't have those problems.
But that's at this moment, though.
But Jimmy Butler's been there for 5 years, bro. Why did he leave Minnesota? Because he was the only alpha in there that had balls. He said, I got to trade me ASAP. I'm out of here. He left. Ended up in Miami. He always been like Jimmy Butler has always been like that. Like I said, if you put Steph skill set on the court and the heart and soul, whatever they're calling Draymond is, there are people that have both of those, like Mike, Jimmy Butler, Kobe, Bird. There are people that embodies all of that. And then there's people like Tim Duncan, Steph Curry, KD, who do it a little different, who might need a Draymond or Udonis Haslam to go along with him. Pippen was like that. He needed a Jordan along his side. Because he didn't have that. And that's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you this. How many people, like, let's say 30 years are like that?
Like what?
That have all of it.
Have all of it? It's not a lot. And that's my whole point. That was the whole point of this video, is to be able to separate a guy like Steph Curry from a guy like Kobe and Mike. We're not bunching them together. We're not putting Steph Curry in no category, no Michael Jordan. That's not happening. How can you have him in that category when he needs Draymond to succeed? He can't live without Draymond. No. That's the point.
I mean, this is kind of a weird argument because, like, you don't think Mike needed Pippen or Rodman?
As He needed Pippen as a player. Every superstar needs a co-star. Yes, you need a co-star. Yes, he needed Pippen as a co-star, just like Steph needed Clay as a co-star. Right? Yeah, you need a co-star, but when you're telling me that you're lacking something mentally and in your leadership bag, and now you need you need a guy like Rodman or Draymond to come in and do it for you, then that's a problem. No, Jordan didn't need someone to come in and lead for him. Right? That's like me saying I'm a great father. Right?
So you're
Wait, no, stop.
I just want to see where you're coming from.
That's just like me saying I'm a great father. I can provide for my family and my kids, but that leadership piece I'm lacking at. So I got to bring another father in here to lead my kids. I got everything else, but you know, I got a great paying job. You know, I do X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. I just need someone to come in and lead for me, lead my household. Let me do everything else. Does that make sense to you?
So you're saying because his leadership is lacking?
Yes or no? Does that make sense?
I don't know, because that's a weird analogy.
It's not a weird analogy. It's leadership. Okay, give me another area where you lead. Give me your job. You manage a food line. You manage a Walmart, right? You can do all the books. You can order all the supplies. You can hire and fire people and all this stuff. But when it comes to leading the people at work, you don't have a voice. You're not able to lead. So now I got to go outsource and get another manager to come help me. You get what I'm saying? So either I got a manager that can do everything in the job description, or I don't. So if I don't have a manager that can do everything in the job description, that means I got to hire two of y'all. You get what I'm saying? Are you familiar? Are you familiar with the Bible? You remember when Moses was tasked to lead people out of Egypt, and he said he said I got a speech impediment, I can't do that, and God was like, oh, okay, all right, take Aaron with you, he can talk for you, right? So either I got a leader that can do it all, or I got a leader that needs help doing all of it because he's lacking something. So it was something that Moses was lacking that he needed somebody to do for him. And what I'm telling you is the GOATs like Michael Jordan didn't have that issue. They had all of it.
Okay. But let me just ask you this. Are you saying because Steph doesn't have that, he can't be in the GOAT debate, that one thing?
That's just one thing he don't have. Another thing he don't have is he's not a good as a ball player as Michael Jordan. Do you think Steph?
I mean, no, I don't. I'm just asking. I don't.
All right, so that's the main. That's the main things, right? Do you think Steph is just as good as Mike or better than Mike?
No, I don't even have him in the GOAT debate.
Oh, okay, so that's my point. So he shouldn't have belonged in there in the first place. But I'm just driving the point home by like, come on, man. Like, how do you even compare him to Mike? He can't even lead. He got to have somebody lead for him.
But see, I don't really put that as a knock.
How is it not a knock? It's in the job description. You're our leader.
Because he's the best player? Is Tim Duncan to me, he had dudes like Avery Johnson, this Popovich team. Like
Tim Duncan played 20 years. He had Avery Johnson for 3 of them. Come on now. Do better.
There were other leaders though.
Do
That's
better.
what I'm trying to say.
Okay. His leadership never had to outsource another player like Draymond. Hey, Draymond, come in and F my locker room up because I got to deal with it because you're the only person we can't lose. Popovich would bring people. Popovich had Steven Jackson in there, and you never seen all the any drama from Steven Jackson, but it was just small things that Pop didn't like about it, and Pop let him go. Like I don't see anybody as good as Tim Duncan or somebody that's in the top 10, 15 discussion have a player that causes drama in their locker room that they can't afford to lose because he lacks so much in leadership. We need this guy's leadership. Like, how do you not see that? Imagine if anybody on the team, like they let Kawhi Leonard go because he wouldn't come back from an injury early. Like nobody
So
was.
I know what you're saying. You're just saying Steph should put an end to all this Draymond bullshit.
Yeah, but they're telling the world it's impossible for us to lose Draymond. We can't lose him. Name one player. Name one player that Tim Duncan couldn't lose. Or name one. It just don't make a role player at that. Not your co-star, a role player.
Yeah. I mean, I know. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I mean, I will say this though. Draymond, the way he plays on that team, he brings a lot to that team, and he has a history of winning.
Draymond got a history of winning. There's no such thing as a role player with a history of winning. You're on a team with a player who has a history of winning. You played with Steph and you played with KD. Robert Horry was on a team with Shaq, Kobe, Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, and freaking Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker. They have a history of winning. Not Horry. He has a history of going to teams that win. It's valuable in its own right. No. We're not giving Draymond Green credit for winning. That's Steph and KD. Draymond is along for the ride.
So you don't think Horry put a lot of teams in positions
by making big shots. But who's scoring all the points? Who's leading the team? You have to be.
No, you're right about that part. You got to have your Mikes, your Kobe's.
Of course.
But when you got to do like,
all right, let me do this, and this will end it.
This kid has.
Hold on. This will do it right here. This go in everything right here. That the NBA is going to have expansion teams very soon. Vegas might be one of them, right? You're the owner of one of them. I'm the owner of one of them, right? You get to pick one player from any team to start your franchise with. I'm going to pick. Hold on. But hold on. But he got a history of winning, right? You want to win, right? Can Draymond be the best player on a winning team or a contender? Can he be your best player?
He can never be your best player.
Thank you. So the history of winning don't follow the role player. It follows the best player.
So his Final Fours.
That's like saying my son had. That's like saying my son has a history of making money when I go out and work and he go to school. No, I'm making money. You just part of the team. You get to reap the benefits of it. That's what Draymond's doing. He's reaping the benefits of it. He's contributing a little bit. Yeah, my son go out there and do a little work every now and then. Hey, Dad, here, throw this in with the bank. Thank you. But come on, man.
His history ain't 2 Final Fours, all these championships. That don't mean nothing.
Was he the best player on the team?
He was probably not the best player on none of those teams.
There we go. That answer your question. Hakeem won 2 straight. Otis Thorpe was on that team. The Otis Thorpe have a history of winning.
Was he on both those teams?
Yep.
Yeah.
He got a history of winning. So everybody on that team got a history.
He was the factor. I didn't say he was the factor, but
but you was trying to make the point. Hey, Draymond has a history of winning, and you was trying to say that makes him valuable.
Because what he contributes to that team, how he plays.
Okay, well, if a role player is that important, that is an indictment on Steph Curry.
So let's say the Bulls never got Rodman and his 15 boards. That's key. That's key of not having that right there.
Is there any other player that can get you 15 boards? Is Rodman the only player that can rebound? Because remember, they three-peated with Horace Grant in that same position. Horace Grant was a good rebounder, and he provided scoring.
They had a collective back then. They had Livingston and Cartwright. They had a collective.
Stop it. Did you say Cartwright and Livingston? Are you serious?
They had a collective. It wasn't just Horace Grant.
Oh, okay. So they could have had a collect. So how hard would it be to get a Livingston or a Horace Grant type player? My point is you're talking
one dude averaging 15 boards.
And I just so they three-peated with Rodman and they three-peated without Rodman. what was the formula without Rodman? Is it a formula that can easily be duplicated? Can they go and get if they just needed a rebounder, if they was getting most of their 45% of their points from Jordan, and then everybody else was giving them the rest, and they was locking people up on defense, and the only thing that was missing, because I remember when they lost to Orlando, when Jordan first came back wearing number 45, and in the post game, Jordan said we got killed on the boards. And Jerry Krause was like, oh, well, I guess I just go find a rebounder. It didn't have to be Rodman. Now, being the fact that he was a rebounder and a defender, that helped them a lot. But they could have, if they just wanted a rebounder that played decent defense, Horace Grant did that. Otis Thorpe did that. They could have went and got Oakley. Oakley did that.
15 boards, though.
And you overrating that. You overrating that. And they did go get they had John Sally on the bench. They did have John Sally for one of those finals, maybe the last two. But yeah, man, I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Lock me in.
All right, no doubt. What's your name?
Mick.
Mitch?
Mick. Yeah.
All right, bet. Thanks, man.
All right, cool.
All right, man. This will be the last call, man. I ain't even gonna be able to get the Isaiah, the Charles Barkley, or the man. I'm gonna have to. You know what? Y'all gonna make me come in here again and do a show tomorrow night, man. So,
Come on in, man.
I couldn't get none of my other topics, man. So I gotta come in here tomorrow night and do all these topics, man. Go ahead though.
Bro, come on back tomorrow night. I'll come back on here and watch you again.
All right, bet. I do it tomorrow night. Cause look, man, I've never been on one topic stuck for 2.5 hours, man.
I got here late, so I'm trying to listen to all the nonsense and then get a little bit in myself.
Yeah, what's your thoughts though?
Shit, man, I forgot what I was about to say. You had me laughing. Well, my man was talking about Draymond Green and Rodman and all that, and I wanted to answer your question. The reason that they could do it the first time with Horace Grant, and there's a whole video on YouTube, I've been talking about it in the comments to support this, is Jordan scored more efficiently in all three finals with Horace Grant. Now, I'm not saying that's the exact reason, but that's why Rodman's 15, his 20 rebounds a game were so important to give Jordan second chance. Well, the Bulls really, but Jordan 50% of the time, second chance opportunities. There's a really good video. You're seeing like an educated guy on YouTube called Rodman Should Have Won Finals MVP.
Okay.
In 96.
Okay.
In it breaks it down. Now, I'm not agreeing with the video 100%, but there's a lot of useful information in there for anybody in here willing to open their minds. And that's all I got to say, my man. You take care, all right? I'll let you get to it.
All right, thanks, man. All right, since I'm not getting to these other topics, man, I use the last 15 minutes for call-ins on this topic. And then I just have to get back in here tomorrow to finish it, man. That's I don't know if that's a good thing. Is that a good thing or a bad thing that I couldn't get to all the topics, man? I don't know. But yeah, so phone lines are still open. I'm putting the number back up there. Phone lines are still open for 15 minutes, and we'll end it right at the 3 hour mark, man. Oh man. Yeah, Jason Williams was one of the best rebounders too. I remember he got paid for that. Yeah, Jason Williams was killing a rebounder. I think he had a real bad leg injury at one point though. They kind of made him retire early. But yeah, Jason Williams, yeah, he could rebound. Probably on at the same level as Rodman. And when we think about Rodman, we automatically think Rodman is the best rebounder we ever seen. If you take Wilt out of the equation, we know Wilt was just a monster with rebounding. But we forget that Rodman is like not even top 15 all time in rebounds. I want to say Dwight Howard done rebounded more than Rodman. And Dwight was a great rebounder. T-Ray, what's up, big dog?
Hey, what's up, bro? How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. What's your thoughts on the topic?
Well, I'm gonna kind of go into what you was just talking about with Rodman. Rodman is overrated, bro, in terms of his impact ain't overrated because he won. He did win games. He was a factor in winning games wherever he went. But you know, he didn't even average 10 rebounds a game all time in his playoff career. And it would be games where he'd pick up fouls early, or he would do something stupid, man. And by 98, he was on the bench. If you go back to that 98 finals against Utah, man, Phil had to bench him. He was getting cooked, man.
Well, it was because he had that knee injury. You know, he was playing with that big old knee brace on, man. He was barely moving around.
Yeah, he was barely moving around, but and it took away his mobility. And once because at that point he had bulked up and he wasn't as flexible as he was when he first got to Chicago. But the thing about him, if he ain't rebounding or moving around, I mean, he wasn't really effective. You know what I'm saying? Where if they could have got a Jason Williams like they initially wanted to, I think they would have won a little more convincingly in those years, and maybe they don't break up the Bulls in at the end of '98. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, I think the Horace Grant years, those Bulls teams were they were more of a machine.
Yeah, because Horace could score. Horace could play defense just as well as Rodman without the mind games. He could rebound just as good as Rodman. He was athletic, but he had that mid range, that jump shot from the elbow. He could shoot free throws. He could score. He could post up. Horace Grant was a phenomenal player, man. That was a big loss for them to lose.
It was, and he wasn't bad. He wasn't that bad of a passer either.
Correct.
You know, so yeah, people they try to downplay, or they don't really talk about those first championship teams like they should. I think honestly, man, that those teams were better overall than the last three. It was even better to me than that 96 team.
You think so? The reason why I think that 96, the last three-peat was so good is because they had Ron Harper, 6'6" point guard.
Yeah,
and that defense, and that's why they won 72 ball games. They was able to put out a lineup with 6'6" point guard, 6'6" shooting guard, 6'7" small forward, 6'8" power forward, and a 7-footer in Luke Longley. And
and they was all long. They all had long arms and
they all defended. All of them could defend. And if they wanted to, they wasn't switching a lot back then. But if they wanted to, they could switch. Man,
and honestly, well, I didn't touch on it.
Yeah, the passing lanes. None of the passing lanes was safe with Ron Harper, Pippen, and Jordan.
Yeah,
that was a heck of a team. Heck of a team.
That is a fact. I think. What the difference is too. Jordan had lost a step. Athletically, he wasn't the same defender in that last three-peat as he was the first time.
Right.
So having Ron Harper, they was able to kind of, he could roam a lot more defensively, you know, that second time around.
Right.
And he didn't have to just stay. He pretty much had to guard the best guard more times than not, because Pippen would have to take the wing. Because that first go around, the wings was a lot tougher in the East back then, and then Jordan he would take the guards or whatnot. But yeah, I think honestly that second time around, like you said, Ron Harper he made a real big difference. So yeah, that's what basically I wanted to touch on that, and also I think that. I don't think Curry's all time. I don't think I got him like top 20, 25.
Yeah, I got him. Honestly, I got Kevin Durant over Steph Curry.
No doubt.
I think he's a better player.
No doubt.
Steph Curry resume is getting beefed up, but without KD joining him, he only has one ring in my opinion. So his resume will look different, but the 2 MVPs is dope. The unanimous MVP is dope. The 3-point shooting record, the 50-40-90 club, and just how good he is as a player is all dope. So I definitely don't have him above Isaiah and Magic, and I don't hear a lot of people.
No question.
I don't hear a lot of people like. What's weird about Isaiah is people will admit that he's the second greatest point guard, but when they do a top 15 list. Isaiah
they never bring him up.
He's never in the top 15 list. I'm like, how's that possible? They'll put Steph in the top 15 over Isaiah, but then when they do a point guard list, they'll have Isaiah over Steph. I don't even think people be catching that they do that. They leave Isaiah out. They leave Dr. J out too much too.
Man, you know what? That was my next thing I was going to bring up, I swear. If you combine Dr. J's all-time numbers from ABA to the NBA, he over 30,000 points. I want to say he over 10,000 rebounds, and he is over 5,000 assists.
Yeah.
You know, and he 50% from the field. And 4 MVPs. I mean, you can go on. You look at his resume, and I like to tell people this. I think Dr. J, ABA Dr. J was the standard power forward because of the total package. You know, I think overall Larry Bird is the standard power forward in terms of, you know, his IQ, his shooting ability, rebound ability, etc.
Yeah.
But athletically and everything like that, I got Dr. J, ABA Dr. J.
So give me your top 5 small forwards of all time then. In order.
Okay, in order. I say Larry Bird.
Okay.
I say Dr. J.
Oh, you got Dr. J over LeBron?
Oh yeah, I got Dr. J over LeBron.
Sheesh. Okay. This is good. This is a hot take.
Yep, I do. And I'll explain it in a minute.
Okay.
Then I'll say LeBron. Then I'll say Durant.
Okay.
And I gotta say, well, you know what? I say Elgin Baylor, then Durant.
I got Durant. I got Durant over Elgin. I got Durant over. Yeah. I got Durant. I got Durant over Dr. J too.
I get it. I get that too. But you know, the reason I don't put him there is because the impact that Dr. J had
is similar to Jordan's. It was
the predecessor to Jordan.
Exactly.
You know, and for him to have those kind of expectations and then to meet them and then exceed them the way he did, that's why I put him where he is. And he never did disgrace the game. He never took away from the game.
Yeah.
He never, you know, everything he did was for the game. And if you look at those Philadelphia Sixers teams, when he first got to the Sixers, he either went to the finals or the Eastern Conference. Man, like their success was very high.
Yeah.
They just had to deal with Boston or the Lakers. Just imagine if you know, a couple of shots go this way or that way, imagine what his resume would look like. This was even before getting Moses. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, they had talented teams and whatnot. We ain't gonna deny that. But I mean, like I said, the ball go a couple of ways. They was up 2-0 against the Blazers, and then Jordan McGinnis decided he didn't want to play, so he didn't have no help.
Yeah.
You know, I go back and look at a lot of this stuff, man. And in 80-81, they should have beat the Celtics. They was up 3-1. You know, who knows how that series would have went with Houston.
You gonna convince a lot of people, man. I definitely got Dr. J in my top 5. But so
he's number 2 for me, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that at all. I wouldn't argue that at all. So but yeah, so Bird, you know, LeBron, Dr. J, KD, and you said Elgin Baylor, but that 5th spot, Baylor. That's a good one because it's hard not to want to put Pippen in that 5th spot. And
well, you can't. Okay, brother. Listen, look what Pippen did after the Bulls. He had every opportunity in the world to solidify who he was, and he didn't do it. He played on the most talented team from 1 to 12 in NBA history, in my opinion, that 2000 Blazers team, and they was up 15 points in the 4th quarter against the Lakers and couldn't get it done.
Yeah,
and
but
then after that,
but you know the league, which is a whole different conversation. But you know the league really wanted LA in their finals, man. They cheated Portland and Sacramento that year. You know, so you know.
I get that. I'm not gonna deny that. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a Kobe. I'm a Magic Lakers fan. But I get that totally. You know, you can see it. You know, clear as day. You can't sit here and deny it. What was going on? Because also too, the Lakers was up 3-1 in that series. People forget. And then Portland came back, and like I said, they was up 15 in the 4th quarter. And if Pippen, he kind of disappeared down the stretch, and then also they didn't go to She. You know, it was a lot of coaching things that could have took place. Kind of coaching changes that could have took place too.
This is my argument. Well, if I was to agree with you, the best argument against Scottie Pippen is not actually what happened in Portland. You know, I'm not gonna judge a guy for what happens after his prime. But
I get you.
But the greatest argument against Pippen would be that he was a number 2 his whole career, while the other guys like Dr. J, LeBron, KD, they were number 1s. So a number it's the same argument against John Stockton. A number 1's if you got Karl Malone doing all that heavy lifting for you, a number 1's job is always harder than a number 2's. So I couldn't see how much pressure you could actually handle as a number 1 when I seen CP3 do it as a number 1 and with the Clippers, Curry as well. And you know, and J Kidd as well, things of that nature. And it's the same thing for Pippen. We seen all those small forwards his number 1s, and he was a number 2 the whole time. So that'll be my argument against him.
So okay, now kind of piggybacking off that, people like to play revisionist history and say, oh, well, Tim Duncan, he was greater than Kobe. Now tell me this, and tell me am I wrong. I don't see a scenario where Tim Duncan could have won 5 titles in Los Angeles in a big market like that. I don't see it.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Tim Duncan was cold. He not better than Kobe, but Tim Duncan was cold.
Yeah, he was. And I'm saying he couldn't have done it in the capacity that Kobe did. Kobe was the man, you know, or he was 1A, you know, his entire time. And he was able to deal with the scrutiny of the media, you know, the lights, the bright light, you know, all the big ticket stuff you got to deal with in a large market. And I don't see Tim Duncan, you know, in down years, you know, it would have been. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't, you know, I could be wrong, but I
Tim
just
Duncan
don't
was
see
cold.
that.
Tim Duncan was cold, man. Tim Duncan
Well,
was
yeah,
cold.
because he was so fundamentally sound. You couldn't talk him out his game. You couldn't out physical, you know, him or nothing like that because he stayed to what he knew.
He was so good, and we knew he was so good, even with him scaling his game back for the team's sake.
Yeah.
No one uses that against him because there was times he would just average 18 a year, 19, you know what I mean? But if they was like, hey, if they needed 30 from Duncan, he can give it to you. That's how good he was. Oh, you need 30? Here's 30. That's how good he was, right? So we knew Tim Duncan was so good that we ignore his numbers if they're not monster numbers, and we still regard him as the greatest power forward that we ever seen play.
Well, bro, you saying the key right there. This never became a numbers game until the past 10 years?
Correct.
All of a sudden now.
I would say the past 5-6 years it became a numbers game. When the debate you're right. I say 10 years when the debate shows started. That's when it became a numbers game. Yeah.
There we go. Because all that stuff came about them narratives on he's going to be the first player with X, Y, Z, and this is the first player to do this on a Tuesday, and this is, you know, everything, all these triple doubles and all this, you know. If you get back to what the game is about and what makes a player great, numbers is just part of it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and it's not that, you know, you use that to separate in certain instances. You don't use that as your criteria because I'm gonna just throw him out there. Now, if you take numbers out the equation with LeBron James, he's not even in a discussion.
Even with the numbers, he ain't in the discussion to me.
Well, I know with us, with the ones that know better. But I'm saying, if you're not talking numbers with him, what are you talking? You're not talking nothing. He don't bring nothing to the table. He didn't have a revolutionary style to play. He didn't do anything to better the game. He's not a leader. He's not transcendent in nothing he do. You know,
except Duncan. He can dunk.
Well, everything from 3 feet in. You know what I'm saying? That's his game. His mid-range game is atrocious.
It's pretty bad.
You know, he never had one. And it's sad. Like I said, I've said before on here too. He is a horrible rebounder. If you break down the numbers and how he get his rebounds, he'll never catch Larry Bird on the all-time offensive rebounding list. Larry Bird played 13 years.
Larry Bird was a great rebounder. He averaged about 9 for his career, maybe 10.
No, he averaged 10.
Yeah,
he averaged a double, 24 and 10 and 6 assists. Larry Bird did. But what I'm saying, and he did that in an era with real centers and some of the most athletic threes that you ever saw.
Yeah.
And this man is playing in an era where
some nights he's the tallest player on the court.
Yeah.
And he can't get 10 rebounds a game.
See,
like I said, there's levels to this, man. People just don't see it. Most of his rebounds is uncontested defensive rebounds.
Well, that's what most of the rebounds are in this era anyway, man, because everybody shooting threes is long rebounds. Yep. So they all contest. Nobody's battling for rebounds like Rodman and Alonzo Mourning and Shaq. These ain't your grandfather's rebounds. These are different rebounds right here.
You ain't lying. I went to a Bucks game last week and I watched Giannis get he had 30, 36, and 18 against Denver. He didn't battle for 3 rebounds that whole night.
Everything is superficial and unreal, man. The titties are fake, the booties are fake, the lips are fake. I mean, if you go to the Philippines, the vaginas are fake. Everything's fake and superficial. The rebounds ain't real. The points ain't real. The assists ain't real. The rings ain't real.
None of it.
Ain't nothing authentic no more, man.
No, none of it. Like I said, these scores. We just watched the worst All-Star game in NBA history. Yeah. You know, it's pathetic. But I'm glad that I came from an era where I know better. You know, and that's what's wrong with a lot of these fans. Even the ones that should know better, they fall for this hype for some reason because they want to try to include these guys. But you know, we already saw the best. I don't think it's going to get no better than what we saw, you know, because of the circumstances and the way these corporations run sports now. It ain't never going to go back to what it should be, which is
we seen the golden age, right? We seen
no question.
Everything else is downhill from here.
That's it, bro. Yeah. You're right.
But all right, man.
I just want to touch in with you.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Always, man. Take it easy.
All right, one last phone call, then we're up out of here. Hey, where's my man, Engineering Various 96? I don't remember you being a Luca guy. What did you say about Luca? I was talking to you about Luca today. You got to refresh my memory on that one. All right, man. You the last call. What's up, big dog from Ohio? What's your name?
My name Dupree. What up?
Dupree?
Yeah, Pretty. What up?
What's up, man?
I'm just calling in about the Draymond and Curry thing, and it's some things I agree with what you were saying, but it's some things I don't agree because you know when I watch the game, you can clearly see that Steph Curry, he's the best player on the floor. He's always been the best player on the floor, and if Steph Curry is not on that team is done. They're a lottery team, so you really can't say Draymond Green is the heart and soul of the team. Is Steph Curry gets hurt tomorrow, the Warriors, it's done. And you don't agree with that? You think this Warriors team without Steph Curry or any other Warriors team would have, won without Steph Curry? Do you think that was even possible?
No, not without Steph Curry. Not this team without Steph Curry. Which is why I'm confused. I'm confused on how that can be true, that this team needs Steph, and then you turn around and say that Draymond is the heart and soul and we're not a championship team without him.
I think that's all media driven because
the coach said it though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all media driven to try to discredit Steph's impact.
No, the coach said that.
That's what I'm saying.
The coach, Coach Kerr said that.
Just listen to me real quick. A lot of people say that Steph Curry ain't this leader or he ain't this, but when we watch the NBA playoffs, who's the one dropping 50 points in the game 7?
No, that's not the leadership we're talking about. We're not talking about who the go-to guy is on the floor. We know Steph Curry is that. We know Draymond. We know Draymond is not the go-to guy on the court. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is who is the leader of the team. What a leader does is keep everyone on track going toward the goal, right? So everyone, if the goal is we on the assembly line and we need to pack 1,000 Newports by 5 o'clock. Without the leader in there making sure everyone is working diligently and on track to meet that goal, you won't meet that goal. That's what the leader does, and whatever it takes to fix that, bro. You might got one person to say, "I'm taking a smoke break. I'm going outside," and they might be outside for a whole hour, right? A leader is
Right.
supposed to make sure that don't happen. Let me get you back in check.
Right.
You might have somebody arguing about something, and now they're not working about the fight. A leader come and alleviate that problem, right? You might have somebody that's not carrying their weight, right? For whatever the reason might be. He might have came in and he dealing with something at home, and you can notice it on him, and you pull him to the side and you talk to him and you talk him off the ledge, and then you get him back on track. That's what a leader does. A leader does so many different things and wears so many different hats. I have to do all of those things. That's what a leader does, right? Whatever it calls for to get the job done, that leader is there to do that. And every now and then, guess what? Somebody might call in, and guess what that leader might have to do? Well, I used to do this for a living before I put on a suit and tie. I know how to roll my sleeves up and get it done too. We missing a man. I'm in there. I'm working. He knows how to do the job too. What Steph is doing is just the work, and he's not leading the troops to make sure they get to the goal. He's getting Draymond to do that. Go ahead.
This is what I'm saying though. In 2020, because we can't just let history just fly by, because this is all NBA history. In the 2022 NBA Finals, Draymond Green was having the worst NBA Finals of his career, and the Warriors were down 2-1. And in that game 4, when Steph had to drop 43 points or something like that, Draymond Green got benched, and that's when the Warriors went on their run. So you really can't say that without Draymond Green, the Warriors will not be able to win championship.
I'm not vouching for Draymond. Listen, I'm not vouching for Draymond Green. What I'm saying is that if you keep telling me, and I'm talking about Steve Kerr in the media, if you keep telling us that Draymond Green is the heart and soul, then that's an indictment on Steph. Both of those things can't be true. Wait, both of those. Listen. Both of those things can't be true. So either Steph ain't shit, or you're lying about Draymond. Which one is it?
Listen. This is what I'm gonna say about that. We all know, the whole world knows, is the heart and soul. If you're the heart and soul or something, if Steph Curry was to go down this year, past year, 2022, 2017, 2018, if Steph Curry was to go down in any of those playoff runs, the Warriors would have not won a championship. That's just a fact. That's the heart and soul of the team. Because if you lose this player, you lose this.
Okay, they got to stop. They got to stop spreading those lies about Draymond. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I said I don't care which way you go with it. All I'm saying is both of them are not true. One of them is a lie. So if we're saying that there's a lie, if we're saying that it's a lie that Draymond is not the heart and soul and it's Steph, then why the hell are we dealing with Draymond's crap in the locker room?
And this is what I'm saying. He's dealing with Draymond's crap because, listen, if you look at the Warriors organization, they're clearly the most successful organization in this era. They have a lot of, rivals. It's hard to get, good, valuable pieces. So if you're telling me if you can't replace Draymond with Giannis Antetokounmpo and it will be different, I think it would be better. I just think that it's hard for the Warriors to recruit because everybody is competing with them. You got to look at it at that aspect. And yes, Draymond is a great defensive player, but it could easily get replaced. Like you could replace Draymond's production.
Hey,
with Bam
you preaching to the choir. I've said all of that. I'm just confused on why they keep telling us they can't replace him.
And I'm about to answer that. They keep saying this because first you got to think clutch sports. You got to think they push narratives. They have to try to discredit a player like Steph Curry so they can prop LeBron up. Everybody knows this. Draymond is part of clutch sports. This is a narrative-based, business. It's the NBA. So right now, Steph Curry, he has 4 rings as the same as LeBron. That's why when you watch games, Steph's team don't get free throws. You typically see a team that has 40 more free throws than the Warriors. And when you watch LeBron play, they have 50 or more free throws a game. So you got to look at it at that aspect. It's all narrative pushes to try to discredit Steph Curry. And, and that's why I'm saying, like, about the history of basketball and why, I think Steph Curry in like 50 years from now, more people are going to, respect what he actually did for the game and what his impact truly is. Because to be honest, y'all keep saying he can't be in the same conversations with Michael Jordan. But if we want to be honest, Scottie Pippen was way better than Klay Thompson. We want to be honest. And Dennis Rodman was better than Draymond Green. I mean, that's just a fact. And Steph, he had to put them.
Is Scottie Pippen better than KD?
On their back. Yes.
Is Scottie Pippen better than KD?
Say it again.
Is Scottie Pippen better than KD?
I mean, if you want me to keep my honest opinion, like, because I respect Scottie Pippen's game. I really do.
Is he better than KD? Is Scottie Pippen better than KD?
Scottie Pippen better than KD. Now, I'm not going to say Scottie Pippen is better than KD, but
okay, all right. Hold on. Let's go to the bench. Is Iguodala better than Tony Kukoc?
You say is Iguodala better than Tony Kukoc?
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't really like did research on Tony Kukoc.
Yeah, the answer is yes, he's better. Is Sean Livingston better than Steve Kerr, who was the backup point guard for the Bulls?
Is Sean Livingston better than Steve Kerr?
Correct.
Of course, but you're going to like the
is Andrew Bogut better than Bill Winnington?
I don't even know who Bill Whittington is.
Exactly. So I mean, you was trying to make the case that Steph Curry didn't have the supporting cast that Michael Jordan
Curry had KD for 2 years.
3 years.
Yes, he had KD for 2 years. That's true. He had him for 2 years. But other than that, the other years he had Klay Thompson. And he won with Klay Thompson.
He won one time with Klay Thompson and all those other people I named as well. Listen, Harrison Barnes, Iguodala, Sean Livingston, Barbosa, Bogut. That squad was strong.
Harrison Barnes is better than Scottie Pippen.
No, he's not better than Scottie. But if I got one Scottie, but you giving me the choice of Harrison Barnes and Iguodala at small forward, I think I'm good with it. If I got Barnes and Iguodala,
Jordan would have won with Harrison Barnes at this small forward.
Harrison Barnes and Iguodala, I don't know. That's tough to say. I don't know. I like Scottie Pippen better. I would rather have Scottie Pippen than have both of those dudes. But Iguodala is a monster in his own right, and they had the luxury of putting him on the bench.
Put some respect on Iguodala's name, but what I'm saying is like we just can't keep like saying that. You can't put Steph Curry. I'm not saying he's better than Jordan because he's not better than Jordan. I think honestly that's crazy. But for him to not have a conversation to at least be top 10, top 15,
he don't have a conversation. He just got in the top 5 for his position. At the center position, we got 5 dudes that's in the top 10. We got Bill Russell, we got Wilt, we got Kareem, we got Hakeem and Shaq. Those are 5 dudes that's probably in the top 10 at one position at center. Right. Steph Curry is not better than no daggone Shaq or Hakeem or Bill Russell or Wilt or Kareem.
Impact-wise, listen, I could argue for Steph all day. I think Steph Curry, to be honest, is one of the most impactful players ever because of the gravity of his shot. Like, you got to guard this man as soon as he go past half court.
Bro, Brandon Roy was better than Steph Curry. Come on, man. Let's be real, man. Penny Hardaway was better than Steph Curry before he got hurt. Steph, y'all fell in love with this dude. Before he got hurt, yes, he was. Yeah. Yes, Penny Hardaway was better than Steph. Kyrie Irving was better than Steph Curry until the league started hating him. And he was proving it every time they got on the same stage together.
So Kyrie Irving proved he was better than Steph Curry, but Kyrie Irving has never led his own team to a championship like Steph Curry. He has never did that.
That's because stability. Hold on. Stop. That's because stability. That is because stability. Steph Curry.
No, that's an excuse.
That's not an excuse. That's the reason why. That's the reason why he hasn't got his footing. He's been moving around. Let Steph Curry move around. Can Steph Curry leave Golden State right now and go to another team and go to the finals again? Do you think he can do that?
I believe he can.
You believe he can? Then tell him to do it. Then tell him to do it. Then tell him to do it. Then tell him to do it because from what Steve Kerr said is he can't win without Draymond Green. They said Draymond Green is a necessary evil for Clay and Steph because they can't take up for themselves. Draymond got to enforce for them so they don't get pushed around. Did you see what Cleveland did to Steph Curry when they came back from a 3-1 lead? Only thing they did was ramped up the defense and made him play defense on the other end, and it was too much for him. He couldn't handle the pressure. They had to run and go get Kevin Durant. That ain't what somebody in the top 10 go do.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant is in the top 10, top 5, top 3 to me. That's Kobe Bryant. His attitude was, I'm playing with the biggest, baddest dude in the league in Shaq. I got 3 rings with him, but guess what I want to do? I want to separate from him. Shaq, you go packing or I go packing. I want to show the NBA world that I can do it on my own. That's what he did. He separated from the great player. When Steph Curry lost in the finals to LeBron James, he went to go find another great player to play with. He did the opposite of what Kobe did. Kobe said, Shaq, I want you to leave so I can show everybody. Steph Curry said, hey, please come help me, Kevin Durant, because LeBron is jumping on me. And then what did he do this year when they playing 500 basketball again? They tried to trade for LeBron James. Man, get out of here. Make that make sense.
Listen, all right, I'll let you talk, but hold on. This is what I want to say though about that. Every time somebody brings up an argument for Steph Curry, the first name you hear is KD. But KD has not won the championship without Steph Curry.
So what?
Steph Curry
So what? But KD. So what? So hold on. So what? What does that mean?
He can win without KD.
So what?
That's my point.
So what? KD the one that left. Steph didn't leave. So
and KD, what has KD done since he left?
KD left a stable situation. KD did what Kobe did. Kobe said, "I want to show y'all I can do it without them." And he said, "Shaq, I want you to leave or I leave." Kevin Durant accepted the challenge and said, "Okay, I'm gonna go get my own squad because y'all said I couldn't do it, and then I'm gonna win without them." But guess what happened in Brooklyn?
He didn't.
The first year he was hurt, nursing his Achilles. The second year, they was about to beat the Milwaukee Bucks, who end up winning the finals.
Bro.
If you go to the podcast that got Justin Jackson and I can't remember whose podcast it was, Theo Pinkson and another guy, they were just talking about it last week, and they was just like, man, we knew for a fact, and even Jeff Teague said that Jeff Teague was on that Milwaukee squad. They got the Milwaukee Bucks got beat by 40 points 2 games in a row to Kevin Durant and Kyrie. They didn't even have James Harden. James Harden had messed his quad up. It was just that James Harden got hurt the first game. They still beat him by 40, and then they came back without James Harden, just KD and Kyrie, and they beat the Bucks by 40 again. And then in the game 3, that's when Kyrie Irving hurt his ankle. So it was Kevin Durant by himself and took him to a game 7, and KD hit the game winner, but his foot was on the line. If Kevin Durant beat the Bucks in that finals, they get to face Trae Young and the Hawks in the conference finals, and they would have been in the finals. And by that time, Harden would probably been healthy enough to help out. That's how close they was to beating the Bucks and getting to the finals. Everybody knew the Brooklyn Nets was the team to beat. So don't tell me Kevin Durant couldn't go and do his own thing. But what happened the year after that? James Harden wanted to trade. COVID hit. Kyrie Irving got suspended. So that was messed up. Anytime you have injuries and instability and influx, it messes with your team. What happened to Steph Curry after Klay Thompson got hurt and Kevin Durant left? It took them 2 years and 2 first-round draft picks to try to get right and a trade to get Andrew Wiggins, and then they finally got it right and got back to the finals. They had 2 years to get it right, but you've seen what Steph Curry and Golden State and Draymond looked like when their team wasn't stable. So imagine Kevin Durant leaving Golden State and everything was unstable every single year in Brooklyn.
$45 million.
You can't grade that man on instability. You can't grade him on instability. Because when Steph had instability, he was whack too. When Steph had instability, he was whack too.
KD needs to win, bro.
He was whack too.
Win a championship, bro.
Hey, when he get a stable situation, you'll see what he can do. But we not gonna act like the league.
How many stable? So
we not gonna act like the.
Right
listen, we just had before Steph even got to a finals. Kevin Durant had already led his team to a finals.
Did he
and
win?
Had to face a super team
he
in the Miami
win,
Heat. If LeBron don't create that whack super team, Kevin Durant showed that he was the dude. He went through a Dallas team that was a contender. He went through a Lakers team and Kobe that was a contender. I want to say he even went through San Antonio. He went through the hardest teams in the West to get to the finals, just to face LeBron with a cheating super team.
I get what you're saying.
So don't act like Kevin Durant is not that dude, man. We're not about to daggone do no KD slander like he ain't that dude. Just because you want to prop up Steph.
Player, but he ain't gonna get it done without Curry, bro.
Come on, man. But thanks for the call.
You can't say that. He hasn't got it done.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, it don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense. Yeah, and they was about to trade Steph Curry. You're right. Thanks for saying that. They was about to trade him, and they didn't want him because of his ankles. Come on, man. Kyrie Irving was he came in as a 19-year-old kid that played 6 games for Duke, got drafted number 1, and then at 20 years old, he was already an all-star. Steph Curry didn't make all-star until he was 25. Kyrie Irving been that dude. Kevin Durant been that dude. Kevin Durant and Kyrie both was that dude in high school and in college. They didn't go to freaking Davidson. They had the choice to go to any school they wanted to. Come on, man. Steph Curry has been in a lot of great situations in the league. But we're not going to act like if he leaves Golden State and that instability. We just got finished talking about how they said he can't win without Draymond Green. That don't even make sense. Draymond is a role player. That don't even make sense. We seen Kevin Durant go to the Olympics and I mean, he didn't even have the mob squad. They had daggone what's my man that played for San Antonio who barely get in the game. They had him Keldon Johnson out there getting minutes. They had daggone who else they played with? They didn't have a mob squad. He didn't have Steph, LeBron, AD, and all them. He went out there with just, regular players and brought home the gold. LeBron James went out there with the mob squad and brought home bronze and had to get Kobe to come help him to get the gold. Kevin Durant done something Steph and LeBron ain't done on the Olympic stage. And if it wasn't for all this bull crap, let's form this super team, let's do this and all this crazy stuff. And then the NBA choosing who they want to market. They chose LeBron and Steph. Those are the guys who's going to get favor. That's who their league is on the shoulders of. Kevin Durant is on an uphill battle. He don't have help from the league with whatever he does. Kevin Durant is getting everything the hard way. Everything he has gotten, he has earned. And despite them wanting to give Steph Curry an MVP, he couldn't win it because of KD. KD got 2 in a row on the team that Steph Curry is supposed to build. Come on, man. Keldon ain't nice, man. If Keldon was nice, that wouldn't be Wemby. Listen, the dudes on the team is Wemby, Shohan, and number 33. I can't even remember his name. I don't even see Keldon no more. I don't even see Keldon, man. Who else want to call in before I end it, man? My dog winning like 96, man. You need to call in. I want to hear what you got to think. Without a brush. Stop playing. Steph started making noise 2012, 2013. The game he had against the Knicks where he scored 54. Yeah, that was big. Steph, my dude. But I mean, you can't tell me, like, if you just listen to the sound bites, if you listen to Adam Silver say, We changed the game for guys like Steph so we could have freedom of movement so a skilled guy don't get pretty much bullied by a physical guy. And then you say, we got the paint wide open so they can do their thing. And we're just shooting threes and all of this stuff has been changed. And the fact that he's the token guy that the NBA chose to market. So he's going to get calls, star calls left and right. The Warriors is a $1 billion corporation now. Like it's good for the NBA to have and push them through. They supposed to have lost to Sacramento last year. Sacramento was greatly outplaying them. Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox was outplaying Steph Curry, even though Steph Curry had some monster games too. But these dudes was actually guarding Steph and giving him 30. Steph couldn't come out and guard Fox. They had to put somebody else on Fox. Steph wasn't guarding Malik Monk. They had to put somebody else on Malik Monk. You get what I'm saying? So they were supposed to lose that series. They cheated the crap out of the Sacramento Kings last season in the playoffs. Come on. And then they got swept by the Lakers. Make that make sense. Man, y'all better stop. Man, y'all when KD and Kyrie got swept by Boston, boy, y'all made all the noise y'all could make, man. And oh man, he ain't this, he ain't that. But the Warriors got swept. Well, oh man, yeah, the locker room wasn't this, and Jordan Poole. Well, what you think was going on with the locker room when Kyrie Irving was suspended and couldn't play because he didn't want to take a vax? You think and the fact that there was throwing mud out on his name and they was talking about on ESPN every day and calling him, Kendrick Perkins getting on there saying if his brain was in the bird or to fly backwards, like that locker room was total hell up. But y'all go say, oh, it's okay for them to get swept because their locker room was tore up because Poole hit Draymond's fist with his face. Man, y'all better stop, man. All right, man. I'm about to end this live, man. I got to get back in here tomorrow, man, because I couldn't even get to these topics, man. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me all the way to the end. Yeah, I mean, I don't see this. I mean, y'all got to stop lying about this Steph stuff, man. I had to stop. It was already bad when y'all said he was top two behind Magic point guards. Y'all just go put him above Isaiah that easy, which I'm gonna talk about tomorrow. Y'all, that's crazy. Number one. Now y'all talking about he better than Magic, and he the number one point guard. Then y'all go try to slide in that he in the GOAT debate. Man, heck nah, that ain't gonna happen. He ain't even better than the Durant. But all right, man, I'll check y'all on the next episode. I'll be back in here tomorrow, man, same time, man. So peace.